Hey! Welcome to our 2023 movie podcast. Our host guy is gone, so Chase was going to take over, but he got nervous.
Like usual.
So, we're going to go through some fun little movies. Who knows which one will be Chase's favorite this year? Ambulance was on your top 5 last year.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright. We're going to start off with the first movie that we saw this year, being Infinity Pool. You guys remember that?
Not at all.
I
remember that one.
I don't remember it being
thoroughly.
good.
That was really bad.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I remember Mia Goth being like, okay. Like she was like doing her like fun, crazy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she was also like really annoying. And I also remember the end where he's like
Sucking her bloody boobie.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I really don't remember much, which is unfortunate. But I also remember not liking it. There was the orgy scene.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
Pretty horny.
Pretty cool looking. Pretty horny.
I was like, it had a cool premise. Like, wasn't it?
It was like they accidentally hit a guy who was like on the street. In whatever country they were.
Oh yeah, then
in.
so they're gonna get arrested. So then they go and do
They had the option to get arrested and be killed, or like,
do the infinity pool.
Which made a clone. What did it do?
It made a clone, and then they would kill the clone, and then just let the real people.
Was it like left in the air whether that was the clone or not, or was?
I think that kind of was, but it didn't seem like it mattered because at one point he like fought himself.
Yeah.
Or he like killed himself. Not with.
Which I remembered. It was probably a year ago.
I remember that movie a lot for some reason because it's so bad.
It wasn't the worst indie slog to sit through this year. We'll get a lot. I think there were only like 2, but yeah, I wasn't. I wish I remember more. Don't know what I gave it. I gave it a 5 when we saw it. Apparently.
Yeah. Seems high.
I think Chase may have given it a lot less.
I mean, I'll give it a 4 for right now because I don't know. I didn't like. I wasn't super bored. I didn't get much from it. And what would you give it?
You go.
Yeah, I'd probably give it around a 4.
I'd probably give it like a 2 or a 3.
Jeez.
I don't know. I remember really not liking that movie.
Yeah.
Because I remember coming out of the theater and you're like, that was awful.
It was a nothing pizza.
Oh, that's right. It does that.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you looking at?
The demon over there. Yeah, unfortunate. All right. Can you tell us a little bit about this movie, Reptile? Because I don't know what that is.
Oh, why is that next?
Because they're in a random order.
They're in a random order, but you started with the one we first saw.
I was going until I found one that we had all seen, which just happened to be that.
Okay.
Benicio del Toro's in it.
Yeah, and Justin Timberlake, and that one guy from Uncut Gems, the guy Adam Sandler owes money to.
Oh, yeah.
The Italian dude. Or, yeah, something like that.
Was it good?
No.
Oh.
It was really bad. It was trying to be like a cop thriller, but the execution of it, there was like a lot of twists at the end, and they, like, none of the characters were likable, so it didn't really matter. And can I spoil it?
Yeah.
I guess.
And so Justin Timberlake turns out to be the killer, and there's this dude this like crazy ass dude, and he's trying to figure it out. And then Justin Timberlake shows up at his house, and he's like, "Oh fuck, like he's gonna kill me." But then it never comes back to it, so you don't know what happens to the dude. The movie sucked. Benicio del Toro in it was kind of interesting, but
Well, it explains it because I never heard a peep.
yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
No one mentioned it. I'm glad you saw it.
I don't know why the hell I watched it. It's like, I don't know. I give it like a 3.
Dang. Hater alert.
I'm a big hater this year.
This year we'll see a lot of low scores.
All right. Evil Dead Rise. That was kind of cool.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
It was decent.
I think as an Evil Dead like follow-up, it worked very well. I think I got what I wanted from an Evil Dead movie, which is fun possession demon type stuff. Like a really good performance from that mom who like gets taken in the beginning. She's like demon, scary demon. I don't remember a lot. I remember the like. Was that the cheese grater thing, right? Everyone was like talking about it.
Which wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
It's just the idea.
And like the elevator filling up with blood. I think you remember that. That was cool. I liked it.
The whole key or not keyhole.
The like
peephole.
Yeah.
People thing. Yeah.
Where she like kills all those dudes out there.
Yeah.
Just like the whole thing happening inside of a single apartment complex was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seemed to do a lot with it.
It was a cool setting.
Yeah.
The
Great title card reveal or whatever that's.
Okay, it was. That was
title.
sweet.
But that whole point.
But like the opening in the beginning, like
Yeah.
the framing of the movie was so pointless. It was just to like someone had the idea for that like title drop.
Well, they were like, we need to put
awesome, which it was, but like they added in like 5 minutes at the beginning and 5 minutes at the end that did nothing. Like it served no purpose.
Yeah.
But
I think they just wanted to show like the cabin from the first one because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was supposed to be like
that.
and they were
Yeah.
like, let's just throw that in there, and then it was cool, and then it. What the hell's the point?
Yeah. I know you didn't like the ending that much, but like the fight.
I thought
The monster fight?
monster was like cool, but it seemed like kind of a downgrade, or maybe not downgrade, but like it seemed kind of nerfed from like what they were doing originally. Like where there were people and they're like fucking that girl up, and then they became like one, and she was like sneaking around a car.
It was a Resident Evil boss.
It was a Resident Evil boss. She literally snuck around the car, and it was like kind of like going around at the same time. That doesn't matter as much, but I just feel like she didn't struggle with that one as much as she probably should have.
It was the people again. She got her a chainsaw.
I feel like it slowed it, but
Fair
I mean
enough.
that's not really like didn't make the movie fucking
Yeah.
terrible or anything.
I just remember it was a cool little Evil Dead type boss. Not Evil Dead, Resident Evil. But I enjoyed it. Not my favorite horror movie this year, but it was solid. No complaints, really. I think I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
7.
Ah, very cool.
Very classic 7.
Classic 7. All right, Air? I didn't see that.
That one was pretty
But
good.
I heard good things. Directed by Ben Affleck.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just the story of how the Nike shoe came to be with Jordan, basically, for basketball. I don't remember a lot of it, but I do remember it was funny. Everyone was pretty likable.
Get some laughs?
Yeah, I remember liking it a lot coming out of it. But you've seen it more recently, so.
Not that recently. I saw like 5 months ago. I thought it was pretty good. All the characters were likable, like kind of like you were saying. But
I feel like, yeah, there were a bunch of like brand movies this year, like about like products, like
Yeah.
BlackBerry and Tetris and
That's what, yeah.
I feel like that one
Air
did it good,
and-
considering Nike does all like this, or they did all the sweatshop
yeah,
shit.
like
so
Michael
they-
Jordan wasn't in it, right? Like
They
Yeah,
didn't
like,
show-
they didn't
they
show
never
his
show his
face.
face,
that's what I heard.
which is fine.
You wanted to see him?
I didn't want to see him. I just like
It was just, yeah, a story about the shoe rather than the person.
Yeah.
cool shoe.
I feel like it's a very straight to the point.
Does that mean own any Jordans?
No.
Are they expensive?
I don't know. I think so.
The basketball shoe, they're probably like 120 for like a very basic one. But they range like, I don't know, they range to a lot of money.
People, it's a culture.
Uh,
Yeah. Who's all on that?
it's Matt
Batfleck?
Damon, Ben Affleck.
What's the guy from Arrested Development?
Jason
Bateman.
Bateman. Yeah, they're all three of those people are really good in that movie.
I think Viola Davis is the mom.
Oh yeah. It seemed like a very like people pleaser movie. Like families go see it. Like that was really good.
Yeah.
Then they go home
It was just like a solid. It was just like a pretty good movie.
and well, cool. Sometimes that's what you need. What would you give it?
7.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like the definition of a 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7 as well.
Cool. Neither of you saw Creed 3, right?
No.
Or
I
have seen
still
any of
haven't.
the Creed
I've seen the
movies?
first one. I haven't seen. Don't spoil it.
Okay. I guess I actually won't. So yeah, the last Creed movie, probably directed by Michael B. Jordan for the first time,
Isn't Sylvester Stallone not in it?
and the first movie in the
Pissed about
franchise
it?
that Sylvester Stallone isn't in, which I think was felt. I definitely think it's the weakest of the 3 movies. I actually really like Creed 2. I think Creed 2 is kind of great. But Jonathan Majors is the bad guy. Maybe a bad guy in
He
real
is a
life.
bad
Who
guy.
knows? Did you guys see that interview with him on Good Morning America. Like right after the...
No, I saw like the trailer for the interview.
Yeah, it looked like an SNL skit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like something they would show for The Boys, for like Homelander.
Yeah, like it was his first interview after getting convicted. Yeah, it was very like over dramatized.
Damn.
But no, Creed 3, I mean, it was still good. At this point, like, I don't know, I feel like the characters, like, what are you drinking? Oh, I forgot to get a drink. I knew I forgot something.
What do you want?
You're gonna make me a drink. We need our assistant. Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson are both really good in these movies, and at this point, I'm like so connected with their characters that I don't know, any like scene with them I was on board with. They both do a really good job. I don't think it has as much emotion as the previous two movies, just because it's like, I don't know, there wasn't... I definitely think Rocky not being in it is felt.
It's a bummer.
Even though, like, he doesn't have to be, like, he wasn't in Creed 2 that much, but the stuff that he was doing in Creed 2, and him still, like, being there, like, at the fights and stuff, I think does make a difference. But it was good, just not as good as the previous two. But for Michael B. Jordan, his first directorial debut, I thought it was pretty good. So I'm going to give it a 7. Keep the 7 train going. But you should watch the trilogy at some point.
Yeah.
Scream 6?
That was pretty good.
That was cool.
Kind of forgot that was this year.
Yeah, maybe the last Scream movie for a while.
Probably.
Hopefully.
God willing.
Yeah,
they really dropped the ball on this franchise.
What's the new? Is it just Scream? Is it no? What's the 7th one that everyone's dropping out of?
It was just called Scream 7, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, they lost Jenna Ortega and their director and main star.
It turned out a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I actually remember, I don't know, we were talking about something a year ago, and we were like, Scream, or it was like, I was going through like Twitter DMs, and we were like, does there really need to be a Scream 6? It was pretty good. It was the same cast as the last one, the reboot.
Nobody died really this time, besides...
No.
Well, like, her roommate...
Yeah.
Is like the only chick that died. Oh wait, she didn't even die. She was the bad guy.
She was the bad guy? I mean, yeah, no
Who
one...
died then?
Courtney
Cox
got Courtney Cox died.
Fucked up.
No, she got... There was the scene...
though.
No, she didn't die. There was a scene in the...
Her husband died.
Yeah,
That poor guy.
Dewey. Oh, my phone ran off.
No, I mean her like...
Oh, her... Oh.
Yeah,
I think
like
about
the
Dewey.
apartment.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Dewey.
No, that's...
No. Does Dewey die?
Dewey died in the last one.
Yeah, okay.
He died in Scream 5.
It's like, I don't remember him in
Scream 5.
For him. The scene... There were like a couple scenes in this movie that I really liked. Like the one of the Gale when like Ghostface is chasing her. And he's like zooming. He's going really fast. That was pretty intense. And like the scene where they're in that girl's apartment and she's like climbing on the ladder.
Oh wait,
like,
she does die.
Trying to... Oh, that's what I'm
falls
talking
down.
about. Yeah. It's her other roommate.
She could have made it. That was
slut. She's that sort of thing. She's like, her whole thing is that she like sleeps with a bunch of people.
I don't remember.
Oh well.
I remember the corner store scene where he has like a shotgun.
Yeah,
that part was cool.
Yeah, Ghostface with a gun. I also liked like the whole thing. They brought back the girl from Scream 4.
Oh,
that
what's her
was
name?
Hayden Penitentiary.
Yeah,
whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And she was like a detective working on it, but then like all the like killings were like based off like one of the killings from the previous movies, and there was like a mask like from each movie, like at the crime scene. And the opening was really cool. The like, where that girl she like goes into a bar, and then like Tony Revolori's like we're gonna make the movie.
And then he gets killed by...
Yeah, I like really like that opening.
That was
maybe
cool.
my favorite Scream opening. So I really liked it.
Plus, all of the movie posters that came out before it actually released were really cool.
Yes, they were. I enjoyed it. If this is the last Scream movie, I mean, I guess it'll be the last one of this like era, or I don't know.
I think they always end in a way that
It could be the
could
last
be
one.
the final
Yeah.
one, like every single one of them.
Yeah, they really.
I think that's part of telling a complete story.
I guess so.
It felt like
I don't set up for sequels.
They like already dropped the ball with. Oh yeah, I guess this is also the first one without Neve Campbell. Which,
yeah, because she wanted a pay raise or something. Or
yeah,
more screen
some.
time.
Well, it sounds like the studio is pretty bad. Like, They don't want to pay.
She didn't need to be in it that much anyway.
Yeah, they actually, we were like concerned about that, but it was fine without her. Courtney Cox doesn't need to be in the movie.
I was gonna say they didn't.
Yeah. They don't need like any of the old cast.
Cause I feel like she took away from it a little bit. Maybe not took.
She was
away,
she was just there.
She was just there, and then she gets almost killed, and then it's like.
I definitely like the killer reveal from Scream 5 more. Of like the Reddit guy, like he's like, I'm on Reddit. I just want to make a Scream reboot.
It's just his
and
family.
Jack Quaid. Yeah, which I mean that's like fine, but I don't know. I really like Scream 5.
I feel like that's, I don't know.
That's like a Scream thing. Oh, you killed my brother's husband.
It's like they didn't know. The girl he was dating didn't know that his whole family, or she never met his dad. Like,
nope, he's crazy.
That's whatever.
But I liked it. I'm gonna give it a 7. Come on.
3.
I was gonna give it an 8.
Okay, cool.
Just because.
Yeah, I'm not opposed.
I liked it.
I'll just give it a 7.
Nice. Keith, give us the rundown on Wonka.
Oh god, no. I don't even remember that, and I watched it like a few weeks ago.
It's a musical, I know that.
Yeah, it was.
Which they're not marketing.
It was a musical. It seems like they're not marketing any musicals anymore.
Yeah. You see that thing I sent you about the Mean Girls?
The Mean Girls thing where everyone groaned.
I get
it. Wasn't even the first song of the movie.
What happened?
Was it not? It was like
it's like the third.
It's a clip of people in the theater and like it's a scene and the girl like starts singing because it's a musical and everyone starts laughing because people like to laugh at musicals, even though musicals are cool, and and they're just getting hated on by the public.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I didn't actually mind Wonka all that much. I do think it could have been better with a different casting for Wonka. I think Timothy.
Does he embody
Timothée,
the Gene Wilder
no,
charisma?
he's not very.
I don't think anybody could do that.
He's like goofy, but not in like. It's hard to live up to Gene Wilder, of course, but it's just lackluster. I think
Cringy.
it's not very cringy. I wouldn't say. I think the first song, he like breaks out in song in like the middle of the town square. I think is what it is.
What is the movie
he's
about? Is it about him like making the?
He comes to America.
He's an immigrant.
Where's he from?
So he's from like the river. I don't know where. It's not. He's not coming to America, but he's coming to like the big city. Mm-hmm. He used to live on a boat with his mother, and his mom always. His mom always made chocolate for him whenever they gather enough cocoa beans because they're super poor and everything.
Cool origin.
Yeah, let's make chocolate.
So he's been trying to open up a chocolate shop at this area, and like the first thing he like comes into, he like gives everybody like money because he's like the first song is him like talking about how much money he has. And he's like, and he keeps on giving money to people for things that they need, and he's down to a single silver schmollop or whatever it's called. Oh. and then he comes to this this hotel sort of thing, and then they take advantage of him and make him sign a contract after his first stay after his first stay he like owes them like 10,000 schmeckles. And then,
are you serious about the currency thing?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's something stupid. And then shenanigans ensue, and he opens up a chocolate shop, and these people are constantly... The bad guys are these hotel owners, basically. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a pretty good story. I'm just kind of disappointed by... I mean, I didn't think it was going to be great in the first place, but...
Yeah.
Timothée,
sounds like it's better than, like, it initially seemed like it would have been. Like, a Wonka prequel with Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds weird on the surface, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. Music was pretty good. There were a couple songs I actually kind of liked.
Maybe the Spotify playlist. Add them to the Spotify
playlist. Hugh Grant.
He's
Grant
an Oompa Loompa,
as
right?
The Oompa Loompa he's funny, but man, is it freaky. Because they're like 1.5 feet tall.
Oh, man.
And it's kind of funny how it's like played out, because Wonka is like constantly talking about this orange man. And he's like, he keeps on stealing my chocolate. And it's like, he also uses the chocolate as like saving like things that they need to be done. It's like, oh, this one can make you go through an entire night of drinking. Like, so, like, they use that on some security guy, and he, like, starts crying because he misses his ex and everything. It's a goofy movie. Yeah. I liked it. Timothée is kind of lackluster. Other than that, I'd probably give it, like a 6.
Cool.
That's surprising.
The Killer by David Fincher.
Disappointing.
I was a little disappointed, considering... Hey, what are you doing? You better be writing down your favorites of the year.
I am.
I think he's drawing old Greg from that YouTube video.
So what do you think, Chase? You like David Fincher? Is he your favorite director? Maybe.
It's probably that, or between that and Christopher Nolan. I think David Fincher has more solid, but also I haven't seen all this stuff. Oh, I haven't seen all this stuff.
No, I was a little disappointed.
I still haven't seen fucking Mank either.
That's next.
Now seeing this.
So, yeah, I don't know. The premise of this movie, you like here, there's like...
It's a cool premise. But...
It is a cool premise, and I really liked the first, like, 15, 20 minutes or whatever.
The super slow part.
Yeah, where it's just, like, setting up
the
his,
super
like...
slow part before something happens, and then the next 2 hours of slow parts.
Yeah, where
happens.
It's just, like, setting up his, like...
His fuck up.
His, like, mindset and worldview, and it was just getting into his routine. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then the, like, plot kicks off, and it's supposed to be this story of him changing and I guess learning, like, empathy. And, like, because by the end he's retired and he's like, I'm not, you know, it's him not following this, like, code that he set up for himself.
Yeah.
Or, like, contradicting it. Which is a cool idea, but...
He doesn't learn anything.
As it was going, like... I don't know. I wasn't... The, like, beats weren't hidden with me of this, like, change happening to him. It seems like a bunch of people online, and I'm like looking at stuff about it, and it seems like it's something where there's a lot of like small subtle details that like add to it a little, but that I don't know. I didn't catch any of them, I guess.
I thought it was like kind of funny how like the first 15 minutes is him like, you know, I'm a genius. I wouldn't call it that or whatever. But like I do these every single time, only to like him rush a shot at the end of it all for all that like it was like kind of funny. Yeah. And like I keep on seeing people say like, oh, it's just like a funny movie. It's like what? Other
I don't know if
that not like funny like comedy, but like
whatever.
As in like I don't know. But the only other thing, like the entire movie just kind of dragged for me, except for obviously the big fight scene between him and the brute,
was awesome.
Which was awesome.
Like best part of the movie.
One of the best like action scenes I feel like this year. It looked really good. I would say so.
Whoa,
is that crazy?
We'll see.
How much great action is there this year? There was one action movie with some pretty cool action, but other than that, like just scenes by themselves. Like I loved that scene. That was super cool.
You obviously didn't see Dungeons and Dragons.
Your gosh darn right.
We're talking about John Wick.
That was.
So yeah, and then like so when he's at the resort or beach or whatever with his girlfriend, and it's like he's like made this change. It's like look at him, but I don't know. I was like, I think it was weird. I guess because they set up all this stuff with him in the beginning, and then the next scene is you realize that he like does have this empathy for his girlfriend or whatever. But it was like the scene right after the intro.
She's not even in the movie.
Also, yeah, I don't like have a reason to believe.
She's not a character.
Like, yeah, I don't have a reason to.
It's like where does
I don't
this
like
come...
believe that this character that was just set up is like that's like you're showing me that, but there's no previous like I don't understand why he cares
about her. It
doesn't
show his compassion.
Yeah, it doesn't show. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed. I was listening to this podcast yesterday, and they were talking about stuff in the year, and they talked about some stuff in The Killer, and I was like. They said it was like their favorite movie of the year, and they said they were picking up on all this stuff. And then I was like looking at the YouTube comments, and someone was like, "This is my theory about like the ending and this like eye twitch he does and like all this stuff." And I was like, I don't remember that, so I don't know. Maybe on a second watch, if I'm being super keen, I'd be like, "That's cool."
No,
but at the moment,
sounds even more miserable than the first time.
Yeah. Also, it was like it did drag. So.
Dude, I remember Grace got up to use the bathroom. She was talking about
She
this.
said this movie's boring.
We paused
She
it.
said, "Don't pause it," and then we looked at the time, and
It was 30 minutes in.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it felt like we were already an hour in. It was so slow.
I do think it had a lot of promise, but I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm still gonna give it a 6. I saw your rating.
I can't even remember what I get.
I think you gave like a 4.
Probably.
So what'd you give it?
A 4.
Dang.
Maybe a 3.
Oh my god, come on.
I'll give it a 4.
I give it a 5.
Alright.
4 might be low, but because
No.
it was a well-made film, but
Yeah.
it's this movie with
The
Michael
killer.
Fassbender.
Ignore her.
Anybody want to go see the new Mean Girls movie?
No.
We're just talking about
The movie was
Um,
so fucking bad.
that. Alright. No one saw
Oh my God, me
Shazam
too.
2, right?
Oh no.
True Wonka.
Alright. I'll be brief because I don't really want to talk about this movie. But it got a lot of hate. And people said it was bad. It's not good. However, I think there were some worse stinkers like superhero movies this year. I think the biggest issue with this movie was that,
It was made.
well, yeah, but that wasn't really his fault. It was the fact that, like, the first movie, Billy, the first movie's pretty good. I rewatched it before this one. I was like, shoot, this movie's
Do you care about spoilers?
pretty good.
No.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
didn't even ask.
So
Do
you?
you?
I saw something that was really funny.
Okay.
But go ahead.
So, no. I think the big issue is that Billy in the first movie, he's like a kid, and then he
He grows up.
he
says Shazam,
He turns
he
into
grows up.
Shazam, and then he's like, the whole thing is like, still he's just an immature kid who's the body of an adult. That's the whole premise. But this one is like 5 years later, so Billy is like a big teenager now, and
Grew
he's
up.
like, first of all, he has like 3 scenes in the movie. Like the main character isn't in the movie; it's all Zachary Levi, and so you don't like really get to know Billy. So when Billy turns into like Shazam, Shazam's like just really annoying. He's just like more immature than Billy is because Billy's like a teenager now. So I think the premise is broken. Other than that, the villains are stupid. Rachel Zegler's in it, in her second role ever. Yeah, I don't know. It was all just super thin. His friend in the first one, you remember? He was like a good friend.
Yeah.
I think he's still kind of funny. Oh, I think I know. I just remembered the very ending. So like, the movie's like not very good, but at the end, Shazam's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself and save my family and the world. Cool, and he does it. It's like kind of emotional. It's like a good ending,
He cried.
and he's just dead. And it's like, are they really gonna kill Shazam? And then the
Yeah, they are at a child's funeral.
like Billy's
They're
dead.
at the grave.
And the Wonder Woman theme starts playing, and Gal Gadot shows up posing like she always does, and she's like,
Oh
"I'm
my
here to
God.
help Billy," and then she like brings him back to life, and it looks horrible. Her acting is usual is horrible, and it just completely undermines the entire movie. So it drops it from like a 5 to a 4, which isn't that crazy.
I
But
did not know that happened.
yeah, she's in like every DC movie this year except like this Blue Beetle, but. It wasn't very good, but like all the DC movies this year, it was like sent to die. No one was gonna watch them. It was bad. So, don't. I guess are you ever gonna watch it?
No.
What?
If I was gonna watch it, I would have been before this.
Well, it's unfortunate because I do like the first Shazam. Did I give it a rating?
You
4.
said it would be,
Yeah.
drop it down to a 4.
Yeah.
Shazam.
Shazam. The Super Mario Brothers movie. Apparently this is a hot take now.
That's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It was nominated for Best Animated Film,
That's
right?
fucking wild.
So it was
like
Toy
the-
Story 4.
The 5 that came out this year.
Toy Story 4 is an abomination. Movie's
I will say, the movie looks good. It's well animated. It seems like the Mario fans, there's all these like fun references to stuff from over the years. Mario fans are like, duh. That's cool.
Yeah, like his uncle or
Just
someone
like
in
the
like
guy
the
in the
pizza
pizza
shop
shop?
was like the original Mario.
He should have just.
It's his
been
dad, I'm
Mario.
pretty sure.
Why was he not?
Oh yeah,
Mario?
Charles Martinet was
Yeah,
just
he was
the
his
guy.
Yeah.
They got Chris Pratt. They really couldn't have just fucking done him.
I don't know what's going on with voice acting this year, but Chris Pratt should not be any of
It's like,
them.
it's like a meme, and that he actually is like Garfield now.
He is Garfield.
Wow.
The Garfield. Other than that, the movie is the most like by the books generic thing ever.
They totally missed on the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I
that was a
don't
big
understand
problem.
how one of the franchises with some of the best music could just what did they play during the Rainbow Ride?
They played Take On Me when they got to the Donkey Kong.
They play a
area.
bunch of stupid ass
But yeah, instead of playing
copyrighted
like a
songs.
soundtrack from like Donkey, I don't know what it is.
Ones that most people would
Yeah,
know
it's like
too.
Take On Me.
Like songs that people would know.
Take On Me. I've never been more like thrown off by a song choice in my life.
Dude, why is he from Brooklyn? Or why are
I
they...
don't think
I think that might be
Because-
part of the lore.
That, for some reason that like bothers me that at the beginning he's just like a normal
He's a
dude.
New York
And
plumber.
then he like accidentally walks in this pipe and he's just some dipshit in this like mushroom world. I feel like he is like from that fucking world. But I guess there's not like there's no character fucking building in any of the games, so I don't know why I'm so fucking pissed.
Well, yeah.
about it.
So the journey's supposed to be him and Mario,
Luigi.
or him and Luigi. They're like,
Who's not in the
they learn to like work together because they're the Super Mario Brothers. But like, I don't know. When like the moment came, I was like I just didn't care. I just didn't care.
I don't like.
I don't like you guys.
Charlie
Day as
Charlie-
Luigi.
I don't
Yeah.
love him.
I was okay with.
He was like
He did
okay
fine.
in the movie, but I feel like
I thought the whole cast was pretty fun. Like, Anya Taylor-Joy was like barely in it. She was Peach, but like actually was
She was
in
in
it.
it a lot.
Yeah, but I guess she didn't do anything.
he didn't do
Jack
shit.
Black as Bowser. Dude, the
That was
the
good.
opening scene of him and the Ice Kingdom or whatever is kind of funny. I like
Every
that one.
scene with him was kind of funny. The Peaches thing
The
was.
Peaches thing got out of hand quick.
Yeah, people took
Say
that
that.
and ran with it, but it was funny. There were some funny moments, but
Not
yeah,
top-
the
not
licensed
top
music was horrendous. The Mario Kart scene was cool. I mean, it looked cool.
It was cool.
It was cool. It wasn't like I was like, this is Mario Kart, but in a
Why does he
movie.
not like mushrooms?
Unless he'd be popping them every fucking day.
That's what's funny.
But he does pop them.
Eventually.
I don't
He
know.
needs to.
I don't like mushrooms. Fuck you, man. Like, what is that shit?
I was thoroughly
Eat your mother's
unimpressed, but I
Okay,
wasn't
you're-
like mad. I was just like,
Like windy day.
it could be because we saw this at midnight. So it was 2 a.m. by the time we were done. But
I think it was a nothing burger.
our first nothing
I
burger
was
pile.
so
Start a pile of nothing burgers.
I'll keep it
Yeah, I give
What's
it.
the one tally gonna do for you?
I'm gonna do another tally when we get to another nothing burger.
They don't have enough
You're gonna keep
burgers to.
track of the
They
movie.
don't have
and
enough
call them
burgers to
nothing
feed
burgers.
all
Oh, you
of
want to write it down?
the whole homeless
The name?
population. Feed them with
Uh,
nothing
We can get
burgers.
our editor.
I'm gonna give it a 5 though. I mean, I still like.
I enjoyed it and found it funny, so I'll give it a 6.
Oh, all right.
funny.
There were parts that were like.
There were parts
bad,
that were
that were
funny.
like, that's
It just was like take away the Mario coding, and it's the most like
generic kids movie.
yeah.
I'd give it a 5.
Are you just
fun.
gonna do the Taylor Swift movie?
We didn't see it.
I saw
Did you
it.
see
I
it?
can
Did
give
you-
my
I
input.
actually did watch.
I laughed.
I completely forgot
Jake,
about
I
that.
cried. I went to it by myself this first time I've gone to a movie. And I
Loser.
cried for like 2 out of the 3 hours.
Oh my
Chase,
I
god.
was having a
you-
really hard day.
Well,
I'd give it a 5.
When we get to that, I'll let you chime in.
Maybe a 4 for that.
Actually,
stupid
yeah, we'll
mushroom
sit
joke.
for that. What? Downgrading it for the mushroom?
I saw the movie Missing. I don't know.
I don't know.
The one with the guy from Star Trek.
Searching.
Wait, no, it's the girl, and she was in all that. She's
Yes,
like, you have to help me
yes,
find my
yes,
mom.
yes.
Oh, the girl from.
So it's like it's made by the same people that did Searching, which was the previous one where the guy. Yeah. So this one, it's a girl. She's like trying to find her. You didn't have heard of that movie?
Either one of those.
Okay,
no.
that's kind of crazy.
Well,
Well,
a lot of trailers. For it.
it was actually I watched it with my mom, and it was cool. It actually I was like it's very short and concise and to the point and doesn't do anything too crazy, but for like playing into its whole gimmick of here's a story like just told through her computer screen, it was cool.
Things get
It was
weird.
just not that weird. It was just like it was a mystery pretty much to see what happened to her mom.
Did she
But-
solve it?
yeah.
What happened to her mom?
A whole crazy thing where her dad had maybe he was crazy or something, and so then he kidnaps both of them at the end, but he has security cameras set up because he's vigilant or whatever, so it's told through the security camera
Vigilant.
in his house. it also handled like the current like internet lingo and stuff of like kids in a way that wasn't super cringe. Like it just like it wasn't like overdone or people being like
Bruh.
yeah, there wasn't the bruh sound effect.
Should've been.
So yeah, I got really technical with these. But then like I don't know, it worked like the premise of the movie into the like character arcs in a cool way. Like the end, she's like the mom and the daughter have like a strained relationship, and then like at the beginning she just like she didn't like respond to her mom's like I love you text or whatever. She just like did the like message thing. But at the end she is like I love you, and it's like a way to incorporate that into the story. So I was like that's cool. So I enjoyed it. I liked it.
What does that sound?
It's his computer.
Jesus Christ.
He's working overtime. He's got the break.
Ceiling fan.
I need a new computer. I'm gonna give it a 7. I liked it.
Right.
Saw X.
I didn't see it.
Oh.
Did you see that?
It was
Oh.
Yumi and John.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't make it.
I hope you don't care about spoilers.
I know one of the girls from like the older ones is in it, or like the 4th one or something.
Oh yeah.
She
Amanda.
did that?
She's in the first one. She's like his apprentice. Amanda.
Oh,
the
was
first-
that? Yeah,
the
I
girl
never
that's
saw.
in the iconic trap, the like one where her jaw gets like she has like a bunch of scars because there's like something around her mouth.
In the first one?
Yeah, she's like the first saw trap ever. It's like
Oh.
yeah. Anyways, the first 30 minutes of this movie are like the funniest, like craziest, most unexpected. It's just like heartfelt. You're like following Jigsaw as these people are trying to like. It's basically a revenge quest because like these people are like we can cure your cancer and it's like Jigsaw, but the movie treats it as like a super sincere like it's like on his side. It's this old man that's just trying to get a cure for his cancer.
Yeah,
and
like
then it's a scheme, and so then he's like I'm gonna put you in saw traps. It's like
it was so weird. Like I have
prequel,
never
is it?
seen a Saw movie before, and this one's supposed to come after the second.
It's between the first and second.
First and second. And I was just super confused because like it opens with him like seeing like a nurse take someone's wallet in the hospital, and then it flashes to him like in a saw trap.
That's the one like on the
I was like,
poster
okay,
with
this
the
is where
eyes,
it's like going. Like, okay, this is weird.
But that's just that's his like dream.
Yeah,
That's
and then
what he,
it turns out to be a dream, and the next half hour is him just like sincerely like trying to get his cancer or tumor treated, whatever it is, and he finds out that the whole thing is a scheme because they've been like none of them are actual surgeons, and they just like showed a video of like somebody else's surgery.
Yeah, they're like, here's us taking your cancer out, and then it's like a fake video. Yeah, but it's like
he puts them all in saw traps.
Yeah, then he's like, I'm putting you in a saw trap. But it's like there's all these like long shots of him at the beginning of like a sunset, like sitting in a park. It's like really makes you like try to sympathize with this like serial killer, which is really funny.
Yeah, and then like the little girl that like I guess works at the house that like the
oh
actually
yeah,
does.
yeah, oh
He
yeah.
like gives
He's
him
like,
a bottle of tequila, and he's like sipping the tequila.
and he has like a soft spot for this little girl, so it's like it's putting like Jigsaw as like the protagonist, which is
like,
super weird. But it's kind of cool. Like at the end, he gets put in one of his own traps because they're gonna like kill this girl, so they have to like maneuver it so him and this girl like both don't die.
No,
Or
it's the
kid,
kid,
the soccer player.
kid.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was quite fun. Certainly the best Saw movie, it seems like, but I haven't seen the rest.
Spiral.
But I have seen Spiral. The traps were cool though. There was actually the traps were really gross. There was one you had to like pull a piece of your brain out and like set it in a thing and let it like disintegrate. One you had to like get exposed to X-ray, like a radiation, right?
It was either it was a radiation thing where she was like hung up by chains. She had to crack the chains with a hammer, but she kept on missing and kept on hitting her wrist and like stuff. And I was like, ugh.
It was
Wow.
I
She's like, hit the one because you'll swing, and then and she does. She's like, oh my gosh, thank God I got it. And then the radiation lamp just moves to where she's at. It's like, oh.
I really liked it.
I liked it. I don't have anything else to compare it to though.
Yeah.
With the Saw movies.
But now I don't want to watch the others because it sounds like they're all worse. So
Well, I think
I know the third one is supposed. Or I've seen it. It's like a little better. It's got Mark Wahlberg's brother in it. Not the Wahlburgers one.
a Wahlburger. I'm gonna give it a 6, but it's like it's a happy 6. It's a good 6.
I enjoyed it. 6.
I would agree with that.
6 for the Saw franchise is like
Pretty good.
yeah. Spiral, I think I give like a 2.
That movie's pretty
Um,
bad.
Wait a list. The Flash.
Oh, God.
Wait,
Good
I
God.
thought
Baby
you
in a
guys had seen
microwave.
this one.
I've never seen this movie.
did you not watch it either?
I watched it.
Oh, okay. Whew. Where to start?
The movie sucks.
It's really good. I actually will be happy to never think about this movie again.
I feel like the first half, I liked the first half more than the second half for whatever reason, but I'm not saying it was good.
I mean, I guess I did too. If having diarrhea shoved in my mouth the second half, anything's better than that.
The Batman scenes were really bad, and people were like, "Oh my god!"
No, it was
The
just
Michael
like
Keaton ones?
"Oh my god!"
it was like for people that like
Ben
the
Affleck's-
'89 Batman, that's like cool, but he's a nothing
I
character.
don't think he is cool. I don't.
He-
I
Well,
would
I know, but like people that grew up like watching that did.
He's such a fucking idiot. He's such a goofball.
But also, the only stuff there was to like about him in that movie is like the Tim Burton stuff isn't in this movie. So it's just old Michael Keaton in a new batsuit, and he's
He
flying
can't do
around
shit.
doing CG kicks, and it like is maybe the worst looking movie I've ever sing.
It's
Like
pretty bad.
we talked for like a year, like every trailer they released, and we're like, what's the scene in the desert? But that's just like the movie. It like the entire like climax just takes place on that super flat world.
Super lame.
Zod or Michael Shannon is like, like I don't think he
It's a shell from
was
man.
like alive. He had no idea what he was doing.
I don't know why they did the Flashpoint thing, and then they had him have like a twin or like a different.
Yeah,
version.
let's put 2 Ezra Millers in this movie. Barry.
He was like super fucking annoying,
But
and then he's
I
like
hate
the bad
Ezra
guy.
Miller.
It didn't make any.
Yeah, well, did you like the second like a big like the first time he time travels, which also looks terrible by the way, but
Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of. Like,
the first time he time
designing
travels, this
these
like big
things.
black monster pulls him out, and then you're like, who's that? And
But
then
you don't meet anybody.
as they
else.
start, oh, I don't want to. And then like the in the climax, Batman dies, and so then he goes back to try and stop it, and then Batman dies again, so he goes back to try and like basically that's for some reason like a constant,
Supergirl.
like a canon event.
Supergirl dies.
And so he's like, I can't stop it, and then
And it's
they-
kind of horseshit because he definitely could stop.
why would that be a thing that you can't stop? Why would that be a like a
Why doesn't he just
a
get Batman
constant?
and fucking run him to like somewhere
Yeah.
else?
He keeps trying to be like, and then
It's like, I can't save both.
in no world can Batman '89 fight the Kryptonians that Superman was
Oh,
fighting
dude.
in Man of Steel.
People have been saying that like his
He's
final
super
fight scene
dead.
is
Yeah.
super cool, but
It's not.
He
It
like
looks-
climbs over him, he puts a bomb on him, then he climbs somewhere else. It doesn't make any sense.
It also just looks
and then he
bad.
literally just fucking whips him down like that, and he's pretty much dead. And then ends up he doesn't even like kill the Kryptonian guy. He knocks him out for like a minute.
And then the second Barry
It's like, what kind of
is the bad
sentiment is
guy,
that?
obviously. And he's like, you can't save our mom.
But he's
Or,
not
I'm
even
gonna
a-
save our mom.
He's not even like a bad guy, sort of, because he ends up sacrificing himself to
Yeah,
save.
he
So
Barry 1
how the fuck
convinces
does that
Barry
work?
2.
How the fuck does that work?
And then you're like, okay, so he goes back like to his mom, like before she died, and they have this like emotional goodbye, which I guess is the best scene in the movie. But that scene's been done a million times on the TV show, like even better. Like this has been done. Nothing in this movie is doing anything new. And then you're like, okay, the lessons let the past be the past.
saved
You
the
can't go
day.
back and change things. Turns out he goes to the present and he did change something, and now his dad's like not convicted anymore because he moved the soup can so he would look at the camera.
But he's in a different universe.
Yeah, but more importantly, he just like went against the message of the movie. He's like,
But he didn't even
Entire
resolve
time.
anything.
well, he like
He's
got
not
his dad.
even in the right.
Well, yeah,
So-
but like he got his dad like free. Like he went against his like arc. He learned something, and he's like, I'm gonna do this too. That's like tomato. Like that's crazy. Also, the like multiverse destruction scene,
Oh fuck! I
That's
forgot
what I
about
was gonna bring up. Why is it?
unreal. How like uncool that
Stupid
is.
it is.
Oh, there's Batman '89. There's the Superman actor that
Look at all
killed
these
himself.
Supermans.
There's let's
Nick
not.
Cage?
The Nick Cage Superman looked awful.
Awesome.
The CG Christopher Reeve, like when he showed up, I was like, ooh, that looks bad. And then Supergirl like showed up next to him, and I like couldn't believe how bad. Like it was like somehow worse.
That's fucking.
Why was it all Superman? Why would you not get the guy that's been playing the Flash on TV for the past 10 years to like maybe be a cameo?
Literally.
Why would it be all Superman and Batman and the Batman that doesn't have like any like
ears?
ears? Who's that?
Adam West, right?
I think it was supposed to, or no, that was like a separate. I don't know.
No,
It was so bad. It was like worse than I like thought it would be.
Didn't they play it off by saying that like everything in the multiverses just looked wonky?
That's what they said about CGI.
They're like, well,
running.
yeah, they're like, we try to stylize it in a way, which I'm sure is true, but like, it just
looked
looked
good.
awful.
Well, it doesn't
They
look
just
real,
made like,
looks-
it looked like clay models of the events like you see like events from Justice League and Batman v Superman and stuff because he runs through it. But it looks like clay models of it, and
It's
it looks
pretty bad.
awful. Why? 2. I want to give it a 1. Is this not the worst of the year? Oh, it's number. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, it was horrible. I don't think there's anything good about it.
I think 2 is good.
Cool. Anyways, I saw a little indie movie called Theater Camp.
Better be quick on that.
I'll be fast. It was pretty. It was good. It was right to the point. It was a comedy. It was like a real like every jokes a minute, and I think it was pretty funny. The whole movie is just like making fun of theater people, but also being like theater's kind of cool. I think it's not to chase. I think it strikes a pretty good balance. Yeah.
It's not a musical, is it?
No, I mean, there's a musical song at the end because they're in a theater camp making a musical. But no, it was pretty funny. It had like a little mockumentary style to it, and yeah, I guess that's it. I enjoyed it.
Didn't
Solid.
it have Ben Platt in it?
It did have Ben
How
Platt.
do you feel about Nepo babies?
In general,
Discuss that.
yeah, Ben Platt was fine. Yeah, he was good, I guess. So I'll give it a 7, solid 7. I enjoyed it. A Good Person. You remember that? Florence Pugh.
Yeah, it was awful. It was so boring.
I mean, I thought it was alright.
I don't remember liking it. Drug addict.
Yeah. Let's see.
Turns to another drug addict.
Pretty decent little story. Florence Pugh was good, as usual.
Yeah, I felt very unnerved by the crash scene, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Basically, Chase. This girl gets in a car crash, and then she's like, is she like a?
It's her and her husband.
Oh,
Or
and
no,
he
it's-
dies, right? Yeah.
No, the husband's still there because that's why they got divorced.
Oh,
She
man, I don't
kills-
remember.
It's
The
like his
brother.
sister.
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok.
Either
That
the
is a
brother
TikTok
or the
movie.
sister. I don't remember which. There were people related to her husband, and now her husband doesn't like her anymore, and then her life falls apart, and then she turns to drugs,
It was
and then she meets.
Morgan Freeman.
Is it Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I.
it's not Morgan Freeman.
It
Yes, it
is.
is.
I wrote down.
didn't see it.
Doesn't.
I saw the bootleg version on TikTok.
I wrote down. Doesn't do anything too wrong, but doesn't particularly excel at anything either. I
Yeah.
think it's true. It is a very like.
Nothing.
Is it a nothing? Is it on a second nothing burger?
Is it?
No, because
No,
there
also,
were some
actually,
emotions.
and I think that like
Alright,
the moments
alright.
hit. No, it's not a nothing burger.
Alright.
I'm also giving it a 6.
I would give it a 5.
Yeah.
It didn't really do anything for me. I remember there was a little emotional scenes in there that I was like, oh, okay. But overall, it was just kind of.
I remember
it was just
Morgan
fine.
Freeman shows up to that party where they're all playing VR and he like has a gun, right? And he's like, get back! He's like, get back here!
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Morgan Freeman was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's hard to dislike the performance with him. We'll come back to that. Beau's afraid.
All right, now you can say it.
What? Nothing.
You hate art.
Yeah.
Say you hate art.
Yo, fuck this movie. Why does he have?
This is the biggest endurance test I've
It was just
ever.
Ari Aster having fun,
I'm all for.
and it was not fun.
I'm all for
me.
seeing an artist's vision through and
Dude.
giving him the creative freedom to do what he wants now that he's proven himself. However, you let this man make a 3-hour bummy.
No,
I don't even know. I don't
Probably
know.
A fucking story.
I don't know. It was so slow. I couldn't eat my cookie dough bites because it was so quiet. I will say the first like 20 minutes where he's like trying to get across the street, that was really cool. It's like, oh, I'm afraid. Beau's afraid. I'm afraid for Beau right now. I'm kind of nervous. And then once he gets in the woods, and it's like the animated, like which looked really cool, but I was like, oh no. And then the penis monster.
I forgot.
You forgot about that?
I just remember his nuts being huge. Because he gets hit by a car.
He goes to the attic and it was like, the play animated part was cool.
It's just so fucking stupid. Like,
I'm sure there is so much to unpack.
Is there though?
But there is so much there that it's just like hard to like get a single message or anything.
And no matter what it is, if you're go back and unpack it later, if in the moment I'm like I cannot be here right now.
You're overwhelmed and also just bored out of your mind.
Yeah, I rarely use the phrase like boring.
How can you make it?
That was like, oh my god, we got to get out of here.
You get so much money to make a 3-hour movie. You're like, fuck it, let's just put the dumbest shit in this fucking movie.
I'm pretty sure it's their highest budget movie to date.
They fucked up.
And probably after Civil War is now breaking it, but before Civil War, I'm pretty sure it was like their highest budget movie.
I can't believe some people are saying it's like their favorite movie of the year. They give it like great.
That's like fine. Like if you like resonate with it and like you're not bored,
you
you're
can't
like
tell me
intrigued.
somebody watched that and was like, I'm not bored.
I don't understand who would resonate with that. Besides people who
People
are
with
either
mama
incels or people who have parent issues.
People
Right?
who just want to like.
Because he doesn't have. He has not busted in 40 years, however old he is. And as soon as he does, he just dies.
No, he doesn't. He kills the lady.
Yeah, the lady dies.
But that wasn't because that, was it? The mom was, or maybe it was.
I just remember the middle act dragging so hard. I was like,
I remember when it ended, I was so unhappy. He was like in that like
the
Coliseum
in the boat
kind of thing in the water.
But, like,
And then they were like, fuck you. And then he just like dies or whatever.
I was pretty disappointed
I was like,
considering his previous work. Hereditary and Midsommar.
They have like actual stories and
They're also
pretty
great.
coherent.
Was it was it too challenging? I don't know.
Maybe.
Or was it just like, do I just not understand it? Am I too stupid for it?
No, because when something is like
hated it.
when I like leave a movie and I'm like thinking about all the stuff to like break down and I'm like into it and I want to talk about it. That's like those movies like hit home. And then I leave that and I'm like, I want to kill myself.
What's there to say?
Like I don't want to. If I don't want to put effort, even being like, even like Infinity Pool, I was like closer to like I was more interested in like thinking about scenes, like breaking it down. Beau's Afraid. I'm gonna give a 4.
I was gonna say 3.
I think I gave it a 3.
Cool. Upsetting.
3 is maybe too.
I hope they don't. I hope they
don't make a sequel.
him. Hope they don't make that sequel. Oh no. Oh, okay. Dungeons and Dragons.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, only one that saw that.
Yeah, I heard it was fun. A fun little adventure.
Yeah, I mean that's actually what I was probably just gonna describe it as. It was just a fun fantasy adventure movie that was for all the ages for the most part. I got a few laughs out of it. I mean, it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be.
That's what everyone said, but no one saw it.
I thought a lot of people. I mean, I watched it on stream.
I know.
A lot. Yeah.
It just sounded. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like a pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Air type.
It's. I don't know why people were like thinking it was gonna be like a Dungeons and Dragons movie, like with like dice rolling and everything. Like
who the heck?
I was like,
that?
what the hell are you guys talking about? But yeah, it was just a good fantasy movie. That gave me a few chuckles, I'll say. It was the comedy in there was good. Chris Pine was pretty good. The other cast that I don't actually remember, they were pretty good in it too. But I'd probably just give it a solid 7. It's one of the funnier movies I've seen this year.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Jesus.
Sorry about
I'm
that.
gonna make a YouTube account just to comment kill yourself.
We ran into some technical issues, as always.
Ultimate
Maybe
rebuttal.
next year will be the year. I'm gonna have a new computer by next year. So it'll be good.
Ooh, that sucks.
I feel like that one's pretty new.
This is not good.
Why does the keyboard light up?
You sound like every person
You got
ever in
that
college.
like senior year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, get to it.
All right, okay. Our next movie, biggest movie of the year,
Ooh.
Barbie.
Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Barbie.
Barbie. What did you guys
to
think
say?
of Barbie?
Can you share me the Wi-Fi?
Am I allowed to speak on this?
Let's get a resident girl to come in and talk about it.
Let's not.
Silencing women? What are you gonna make a joke Barbie movie? It's only about big
Okay, Chase,
I wish it was.
give me what you thought about the Barbie movie.
I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine. Okay. I thought it was funny. It was funny. I'll give it that. It was constant breathing out of the nose humor during a movie. The one thing that I just really didn't like is that Mattel got to make fun of itself and still be fine after it. They're like, oh, you guys are all just men and you're doing and racist and old people. And it's haha, funny. And then you get out of the movie and it's oh, they are all men, racist, and white or old people. It's it didn't it was it was Mattel making light of itself, and we're okay now because we're a big company and we made this movie about women.
Self-aware.
Yeah, but it's
But those
just
things are
kind of
still
annoying.
there.
Yeah, it's still
But
there.
technically not, because their board is 7 and 6. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, but
I only know
but it's
this 'cause I watched
this
that bad
blah blah
video.
blah. This happened a while ago. We were all this, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, they're trying to
still
post
are-
themselves
still
like
are
the cool,
big
fun
corporation.
guys, but Mattel still sucks. I mean, it's cool they let them make a movie. I thought the movie was okay. I liked it overall. I think it's a positive. The first 20 minutes are fun, classic. That's when you hear Barbie movie. That's what you
Barbie,
did. When
the
you think
dance
about
number.
it, it's Barbie. The dance number was cool. The music's good. Production design is cool. The way they made all the sets, and the 2001 thing at the beginning was fun. I enjoyed all that.
Check out the September.
Space Odyssey.
I really liked Ryan Gosling. He was funny. He was
so
He was legitimately funny.
He was really funny.
Shut up. Margot Robbie did well.
She was really funny.
A beautiful
I
Barbie.
think
The mom and the daughter suck.
when they go into the real world,
That's
and
a
I
bit-
think from that point to the rest of the movie, I think the movie
Cocked
gets a
it
little
up.
muddled with its themes and how they're resolved, because so there's the mom character played by America Ferrera
She's super
and her
edgy.
daughter.
Super edgy.
They introduce them maybe 30 minutes into the movie, and it's clear that they have this skewed relationship, and then they're doing all this stuff, and it's just one part, but then they have their resolution. I don't think that part at least feels earned or built up to it all. It's super quick. They go from hating each other, and maybe it's just the delivery of both those people, but the way she's mom, your drawings are edgy and weird, just like you're edgy and weird. I think it's kind of cringy.
What was the thing she drew too? I feel like the drawing wasn't that crazy, right?
I don't know, but it was
What was it?
I don't know. I didn't think I maybe it's just the delivery of that, but I didn't like that resolution. I didn't think it. I didn't feel it.
I really liked the car commercial in the middle of the movie.
Yeah,
My
that was
mom
really
kept trying
awesome.
to convince me to buy that car. She's
Hey,
like, you
well, it
should
worked.
Well, I guess it worked.
Right.
Yeah,
I
the
also
commercial worked.
don't like that scene. I think it.
They got a car commercial.
She's
going.
I.
There's a way to film a chase scene, and then there's a way to film fucking Toyotathon, and they filmed it like Toyotathon. It was crazy.
Because they got paid a bunch of money to do it.
Yeah.
And then the car commercial came out, and they used the exact
Like,
scenes
oh.
from it. And it's oh, okay, that makes sense now. I also I mean, for what it was, it's just a very basic sort of telling of, it sounds I don't mean it in a negative way, but it's just it's a very good basis for the feministic movement. Feminism. I think it's good in that way.
For kids.
But Yeah, it's meant for everyone, which I think
So
is
when
good.
she gets to
but like the monologue, it
monologue.
was just like very basic, which is not a bad thing in terms of the stuff. But
that
in
having
terms of the
basic
movie,
ideas presented, but having
Weak
them spewed to
storytelling.
you in a monologue that I think is delivered in a
the monologue itself was bad. The idea, obviously, is
yeah,
not.
of course.
It's just a bad way of
Yeah.
telling it.
Yeah, when we got to that, I was like, stop. Like, I thought it was super cringy. And then there's, granted, humor, some jokes will land, some jokes won't, and everything. But there were some weird jokes, like the Snyder Cut joke. I was like,
Like, who is that meant for?
I was like, what is that?
That was pretty weak writing.
The beach off joke was funny though.
The what?
The beach off.
Yeah.
It was in the trailer.
The
beat
whole,
you off.
The whole fucking office space. I meant to say
Floating.
the whole Mattel people in that movie fucking sucked. And I was thinking of the office, like where they get do the funny chase scene, but it's like
Well, that's the whole thing. Is that
it's kind of stupid.
the real world obviously presented in that movie is like a, over exaggerated
Some
comical goofball version where
Whoa.
obviously when they come into the real world,
Where
it's
what?
very in your face, over exaggerated, where she's
Horses.
instantly getting like smack her ass, like
Stop
that kind
looking
of
at
stuff, like that kind of stuff. Not saying that doesn't happen, but I'm saying they're obviously presenting the real world in that movie as an over exaggerated version of our current reality in terms of the goofiness of the men and their competency, in terms of how Margot Robbie is treated all at 1 second right when she gets on the beach and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying, which I don't think is a crazy take. That's not a take, that's just true. I mean, is anyone going to disagree with
Yeah, like that
I'm
happens,
saying.
but whether it's good or bad is
Yeah, exactly.
because-
That's all I'm saying. I'm
because
just like
it-
establishing that because people are like
it does fit into the Barbie aesthetic as kind of black and white. Like it's either
yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Ah.
So that's that. I think. Let me talk about Ken.
I really liked Will Ferrell. I put that on the record, by the way.
I was gonna say,
He was
I liked
really
him.
funny.
But then,
really
like,
liked him.
once she breaks out of the Barbie place, I feel like the Mattel people don't need to be in that movie at all. They don't serve any purpose for the rest of that story.
And then at the
It's
end
not
of
like
it-
a ticking clock where they're like they're just like lagging behind them, and then every it'll cut to them for a minute. There will be a joke, maybe you find it funny, maybe you don't, but they're just kind of I think wasting time. And then they show up at the very end during the climax, and they're like, it's just
On the
another
roller
joke
skates.
about exploiting people for money, pretty much.
And then they're like, we're not going to do it.
And then they like we are because it'll make money. They're like everyday
I thought
Barbie.
that. Oh.
So that's that. I think Ken was good, and the idea of Ken being like, "Hey, the beginning of Barbie Land society is the Kens are inferior, and they're basically like, what?
So, I'm just like, I go running
They're
around
basically
shooting
like
people.
objects that are only there to be viewed, by the Barbies because Ken was a doll created to be a partner of Barbie. Cool idea. However, when that moment comes at the end, I think it's so like mishandled and not earned
No
in the
equal
slightest.
rights.
Because when Barbie leaves the real world, she still is like dogging on Ken as he like because he sucks, as she's like viewing him as like lesser, even after she sees how women are treated in the real world. So I feel like that would be the chance where she would start being like, oh wait, here's how I like this like power imbalance, but she's still hating on Ken even when she initially got back to the real world, or to the Barbie world.
But he was being an asshole.
No, I'm saying even before that, when they're on the way back, she's like, Ken's like superfluous. Like, who needs Ken? Like, she's still like hating on him, even after she just saw women in the real world be basically, the equivalent of Ken's in their world. So I think that's weird. But then when that moment does come where Ken's like, he's like, I'm just Ken. The song was great. The like scene was funny, looked good, catchy song, but like, can you guys tell me like what happens in that song? Like what in the story happened? Because like they're like fighting, and then they're like, the idea is that they all come together.
What comes before it.
They're just like they're fighting. They're about to go
They're
fight the
about
other
to,
Kens
like,
because
the
they.
Kens are fighting each other on the beach, and then they break out in the song.
Well, they're fighting
That's
them
what it is?
because the Barbies had like done the plan to get them distracted, where they basically made them jealous of each other. But like in that song, like they're fighting, and the idea of that song is they come together as like just being Ken, and they don't like need Barbie anymore, and they can just be like by themselves. But like in that scene, that doesn't like follow. It just happens. They're fighting. They start singing, and the lyrics of the song are like, "I'm just Ken. I'm enough," and then they're just cool, and that just leads to the climax. Oh, that's later, and that just leads to like the climax. So there's nothing. I feel like the way to do that, as stupid as it sounds, I feel like the way you would do that if you want to do a musical number, you would have had like a back and forth in the music, like in the scene where it's a musical, where they're like realizing that they're all one and that they're independent people. I think that's the way you do that, and that makes sense a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Also, so yeah, when that moment does come later, where Ken's like, maybe she's like, maybe it's not Barbie and Ken, maybe it's Ken and Barbie. Like, you're on your own. I just didn't feel like his arc per se was earned in the slightest. I think it was just there to, have this idea, and like hear people talk about this movie and they're like, it explores gender roles on both sides and talks about men and women's roles. But I feel like it doesn't say, the men's part isn't, granted, obviously it's a feminist movie. A movie for girls and women. But the men part isn't like, it's not, the Ken stuff is super shallow and surface level.
He's funny.
There's no, he's funny.
Wait,
but there's no
funny.
like, there's nothing going on with his arc that makes sense, that's built up to. And then at the end, they're like, can we have a position in the cabinet? And they're like, no. Maybe one day Kens will have as much power as women do in the real world. Which is like, you just saw this power imbalance in the real world and now you're just replicating it.
And then they're going to make a Ken movie and it's going to be the opposite of what happened in this Barbie movie.
But, like,
but with boys.
But like, like when that scene came on, and they're like, we'll put things right back to the way they were before. And someone's like, not exactly. Your normal thought process would be like, oh, wait. They're going to be like, they're going to like, take what they learned in the real world, what Margot Robbie, Barbie learned in the real world, and apply it to the Barbie land. But they don't because women in the real world are subjugated. I feel like I'm on thin ice, so...
I don't want to speak on it.
You have been talking for a while.
Well, there's a lot to talk.
Letting you talk.
Let's move on.
Wait, there's actually more to talk about.
You already talked about it in this video right here.
I'll put a link in the description.
I think one thing to mention is the also like mother-daughter part of it that's just kind of randomly thrown in
Well,
there.
yeah, this movie has a bunch of themes that it's trying to juggle.
But you guys are neither mothers nor daughters.
So that's
Someday.
irrelevant.
Someday.
That's not.
Yes, it is. I can still take in the characters and themes of a movie and say if they were done well.
It doesn't matter if
understand.
it doesn't matter if we relate, if it's just kind of shoehorned in there just to be in there.
But like,
We can
But
still
nothing.
feel whether a theme is just kind of fuck, it's
I
Greta
can still
Gerwig.
look at a story
Put in a-
and like take a look at
put
the
in a
writing
mother-daughter
and
relationship.
see how like the themes are working to the characters, and it's not done well. It's regardless if it's like relatable to me.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It like the scene where like she first gets to the human world and she's like seats the old lady and stuff. That's like a great scene. It's probably the best scene in the movie, where like is setting that up in a relatively subtle way. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I just think it gets a little too. I think it's trying to do a lot, say a lot.
Granted,
I think
it was probably supposed to try to say a lot.
Yeah, I just don't think the execution of some of those was.
That's probably one of the best Barbie movies you could have gotten with Greta Gerwig, though. Like, I don't think anybody else could have done it better.
Sure, but when I heard Greta Gerwig was doing a Barbie movie, I was like, this is going to be awesome.
Lady Bird 2.
And it was
And it
just...
kind of was.
I do like it, but I think it should...
You don't have to lie.
I think it could have and
You
should have
put
been
your
a lot
sexist.
better.
I'd like to point out the one joke that I just remembered.
Let's hear it.
It's when it's during the whole mom talk when she gives the big speech about being a woman.
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, fuck, what is it? They're like,
God.
oh, Joe, you just talked for 30 minutes.
No one else was adding anything.
I didn't want to interrupt. The joke where it's
Dude, you're
basically
great.
like, everybody's beautiful no matter on the inside, basically, no matter how they look, except for Margot Robbie's like always perfect.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, the narrator
the meta
one.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they like turn to the audience.
Or like anybody can be Barbie. Fuck, what is it?
She
was
says
Margot
I'm not
Robbie.
beautiful, I'm not an astronaut, she's like, I'm not Barbie pretty. She says I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty. And the narrator says, note to filmmakers, this is not, Margot Robbie is not the person to cast if you want to make this message.
I feel like that message, by doing that joke, that kind of makes the message where it's like there is a standardized beauty. So, like, why the fuck say that? If you're trying to say everybody's beautiful.
It was just nothing. It was just a nothing thing.
It was a poorly timed joke. Right, Katie?
No.
Alright.
Because that there is a standard
Anyways,
of
I
beauty
give
in
Barbie.
society.
But there shouldn't be. That's the whole
I know,
point.
But like,
But why make that joke?
realistically, like you can say everybody's beautiful the way they look, but society has made it so like.
I know, but
it's
they're trying to go against society's thing of standardized beauty, and then they make that joke, so it's like
Because you're not the stereotypical version of beauty doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. But Margot Robbie is the stereotypical.
But I'm saying they're
version of
going with the
beautiful.
stereotype rather than just kind
But
of.
also, like, I remember when
They're
Margot...
confirming the stereotyping by
But also,
saying Margot
I think
Robbie
that there's,
is
like,
the.
But I also think
But
Margot Robbie, like, should have been cat. Like, we're gonna make a Barbie movie.
I
She's
mean,
the perfect
Don't make the
person to
joke
cast.
in that
Yeah.
part.
If you're gonna say everybody's beautiful and they're like, ooh, nobody else could be Barbie, like I mean, it's not.
It's
that
just
deep.
a weird
It's not
thing
that
to
deep.
like turn the audience in the middle of that scene, just to do that joke.
I don't disagree in terms of, like, when that happened, I was like... I wasn't like...
Bruh.
I was like, ugh. It wasn't...
It's just weird to do that to confirm
Standardized.
the stereotype, because they're like, oh, well, also maybe Margot Robbie, in parentheses, the most beautiful woman on the planet, probably shouldn't have been
also
casted as Barbie,
yeah,
because that just confirms the stereotype they were just trying to dismantle.
Margot Bobby.
But it's not... But, I mean, it's
More
true.
boobs.
Like, they're...
I only know
Margot Booby.
less talk, more boobs.
Next time Margot Bobby needs to have bigger boobs.
I think if I were to offer a suggestion
Offer
and try to
a
improve
rating.
the movie.
Why
Oh,
stop
I guess
now?
we can't
Why
stop.
I guess we can stop because this should not be another 30-minute Spider-Man rant.
Don't remind
If
me.
I were to offer a rating, it would probably be 10 out of 10.
Check out the other video. I after all that, what's funny, I gave it a 6, and I've left it at a 6.
I was about to say, I was
going
going
to
to say
months.
6 as well.
Because I enjoyed the movie, but I got a
Like-
lot of issues.
You do have a lot of issues.
I
Yeah,
got-
I was going to give it a 6 as well.
I just wanted it to be better. It comes out of a place of love. Because it was all, it's like
Just
the
give
movie-
it up.
Yeah, you're
All right.
It has the right themes, it just doesn't do it well.
Yeah.
All right.
To sum it
That was
up.
the last one.
I'm giving it a 6.
Look, there's 15 more.
Alright.
Holy fuck.
Maestro, keep it short, I guess. Oh, wait, I watched 30 minutes.
All right, there's a piano guy or a
You watched
composer.
It's Leonard Bernstein.
All right, whatever.
It's like saying, whatever.
I don't know.
I walked the lines about this guy. Just
You watched 30
this
minutes. of it.
basketball guy.
Yeah, I didn't keep watching because I wasn't into it.
Composer guy, he meets a lady, but he's super gay.
Careful
But then
again.
they have a bunch of kids. I don't know. I'm giving the plot. It was,
Yeah, this is a Wikipedia article.
I think it was a well-made movie. I thought it was gonna be kind of Oscar bait, but
That's what I heard it was.
I thought it was a little like.
Ooh. Go against
I
the
thought.
brain.
All right, fuck it. I thought it was like kind of good,
Ooh.
but
Fruity.
like the lines weren't like as cheesy as I was kind of expecting, or like I feel like they're a little more well written. I think it was Bradley Cooper directed it. I don't know if
Second
it.
movie, baby.
What was his first one?
the
Stars Born?
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't think it was.
Was it as well done as Stars
I mean,
Born?
that one
That's ridiculous to
I
be your
mean-
first movie.
that was a good movie. It wasn't as emotional. It was pretty sad.
Don't spoil it.
Was it worth the 6 years of conducting school or whatever he did?
Did he do that?
He did he went through like 6 years of experience on how to
That's
conduct.
fucking stupid. I guess it looked good.
He did.
Or maybe he's just
for
saying
West
that.
Side Story.
in order to-
So.
I mean, it looked good. But can I spoil one thing,
No.
I don't.
please?
care.
It's like not important at
Fine.
all.
Would
But
you
you know
care?
how I said he's like gay?
Yeah, the opening scene, he's in bed with a dude.
Whoa. Yeah, but I'm saying.
Risky.
So he has like a wife in the movie, but then I just won't say it.
Okay.
I do
Is
want.
it his whatever.
There's just a really funny scene
What?
at the end where he's in a club and he's really old and he's like dancing with this dude. I just thought it was funny
So he
because
just
it
Because
comes
two
into
dudes
he
are
actually
funny.
admits.
but it's like towards the very ending and it's just kind of like thrown in there. I guess it's saying that like he kept his old ways.
he
but-
finally like actually came to terms with, or he was not came to terms with it. Not to sound like
He's like, all right,
he finally like actually like
just openly.
not even openly, just like I don't know. We should stop trying to hide it, I guess.
It's not even like that though. It's just like a really funny.
Maybe
Maybe
It's
it's
just making fun of gay people.
No, I just mean
That's what it is.
it's in such a serious. I feel like, well, I guess it's kind of after like everything that's serious in the movie, and then it just like that's just like part of him like going through his like when he's like in his older life, and I just thought it was fucking funny.
Hilarious.
All right,
What do you give it?
Funny. he
give it like
danced
a
that,
6
Oh.
or like a 7.
Okay. So which one?
But I don't know.
All right, cool.
Let's leave it at that.
I saw the Holdovers. He's been getting some buzz. Paul Giamatti, I like.
Is this? I really like that.
He went to.
No. That's like a.
It kept on switching right throughout the entire movie. That's what I kept on seeing.
I don't think so, because one of the there's like this payoff with like in Massive, which I like. It was great. Very like basic movie. Like you hear the premise and you know exactly what's gonna happen. You know all the beats it's gonna hit, but it did it and it did it really well, and everything made sense. And the characters did things that made sense, and the emotional moments landed. I almost cried, and Christmas themed. I just like Paul Giamatti. So
Paul Giamatti.
no, it was legitimately great. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Damn.
I don't remember which Golden Globe he won, but after going to the Golden Globes, he went to In-N-Out.
Yeah,
Big Fat Meanie.
he
Or
just
Big
won.
Fat
He just won for the
Loser.
Holdovers. He's probably gonna win the Oscar. Actually, no.
What is that movie
Oh
called?
my God, Big Fat Liar.
Big
Jesus.
Fat
Big
Liar.
Fat Meanie. That's what SpongeBob writes on the drawing for Miss Puff, right?
Big Fat Meanie.
The blue
As
guy.
if I look like this.
He's the blue guy from Big Fat Liar.
That's the
right?
Golden Globe.
We
I
saw.
saw a TikTok about that today.
Big
Big
Fat
Fat
Liar.
He
Meanie.
said his feet were blue for like 3 months.
Why is
You ever seen that movie? I like that movie.
His cock?
We saw.
Yeah.
Frankie Muniz.
We saw a little movie called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Jesus.
Man, I forgot like
Might be
how much
worse.
I avoided superhero movies this year, and how many did me wrong, except for one.
6 out of the 8. There
What
were
were the two?
there
Blue
were
Beetle?
only 2 good
Blue
ones,
Beetle?
and only 2 made money. So
two.
like made a profit.
Blue Beetle did not make money.
No.
What was the other? We'll get to it.
Ant-Man was not one of them that
Yeah.
was good or made money. I mean, it did fine, but not compared to its budget. Looked god awful.
That movie
Like that-
was
I don't understand, like-
fucking terrible.
It like
I
took
don't
the
know-
only likable stuff. Like Ant-Man movies are like funny, ha-has, like goofy, but just like took everything that was there to like about those movies, other than Paul Rudd, and just threw it in the trash.
It went straight goofy. Like that. That is the only word I could describe. Like, if you were trying to make a movie and you're like, what's like super stupid to do, and then they did it at any
Yeah.
like major plot point. Is it Brainiac? That's not
Kang.
Brainiac.
Kang,
No.
MODOK.
MODOK.
Fucking
Dude, MODOK.
Time
I
Avenger?
get that's like
That was-
kind of like it's
That
close
was
to what he's supposed to look like, but man,
Okay, but he was the best part of the movie,
yeah,
'Cause it was so
because he
outrageous.
looks so stupid.
and he was like pretty. He was like, "Am I an Avenger?"
That was like the one part of the good
He was
writing
just
in that.
so funny and goofy and poorly
Sweet
written.
kid.
I don't remember.
Scott. Yeah, it's just awful.
The
And
daughter.
then, and then Kang, the ruler of dynasties, or of
He's
the
a big
king
bad.
of-
He's killed so many
and
Avengers.
and then he
Ants
gets
took him
taken
out.
down by ants.
Yeah, final fight was stupid. Stupid. See, their suit, like the whole. It's one of the worst looking movies tied with the Flash that I've ever seen.
It opens up with a 90s like monologue, like, "Oh, you may be wondering how blah blah."
Yeah,
blah.
and it ends with that. It's the whole thing's like useless.
He's like, did I kill Kang? And it's like,
All the characters
Oh.
don't like. I don't know why Janet didn't tell anyone about all this crazy stuff that happened, or tell anyone about all this crazy stuff that happened in the quantum realm. I don't know
She's
why
too
Hank
afraid.
is still in the movies anymore, because he like it doesn't do anything. Bill Murray shows up and he's like, oh
my God.
Michelle Pfeiffer and I like boned.
I'm
Cassie sucks. Like she's like,
I don't know if it's the writing or her
I think it's
performance,
both.
but
I mean, I know it's the writing. It might be her
she's not
performance.
likable at all. And
No.
she's kind of like the driving force.
Yeah,
of
that
it,
was
right?
like the heart of the last 2 movies was her.
I don't really understand at the beginning. She's like, I just made a way to communicate with.
I'm like really
quantum
smart, and I
realm."
made an Ant-Man suit, and I like made a signal to the quantum realm.
And Michelle Pfeiffer's like, I didn't know a thing about this. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
So bad. I don't know what I gave it. I'm trying to remember.
I don't
Dang.
know, probably like a 3.
I give it like a fucking
I give it
1
3.
or 2.
Just because
I mean,
it
MODOK
was
was
funny.
MODOK made me laugh.
Is that worth a star? That movie was fucking a pain to watch.
I think The Flash is worse.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So, anyways, what'd you give it?
I feel like there's more. I don't know. I like.
Yeah.
Okay, that was funny. I think I'd give it like a 2, maybe a 1. I really hated that fucking movie. You know what? I'll give this one a 2, and I'll give the other one we'll talk about soon a big fat fucking 1. Unless that was from last year.
What movie?
I think it's on my Guardians.
Oppenheimer.
Oh
Oppenheimer.
shoot, I totally missed. Okay. Priscilla. We saw Priscilla.
Yeah.
Movie,
It was good.
Movie of the year.
No, but it, I guess, accomplished what it set out to do.
Coppola.
Kaylee Spaney, I think is the girl's
Spanky.
name. Spanky. She was really good. But
Yeah.
other than that, I liked Jacob Elordi as
I'm Elvis.
and as he was
Elvis.
But other than that, it was, you feel like you get what you expect. It just kind of shines a light on what an uncool situation that was.
I can't believe how fucked the 50s were. Because he was
Yeah, it's pretty
openly
bad.
hey, 14-year-old girl that is still a freshman in high school
Let's
or 8th
go.
grade.
Maybe if the Barbie movie had come out then.
Don't do it with the 14-year-old.
He was openly in front of parties and I don't know, the how he met her was just weird.
Yeah.
How'd he meet her?
It was at a
He
party,
was in the
and
army,
he just.
What was she at a party for?
'cause
No,
her dad was in the
he had
army.
a
Oh, it was like an
scout.
army.
He had a scout.
Oh yeah, it's like Elvis wants you to come to his party. or
Yeah,
something.
they never met before
And-
that, and then someone
Oh,
not his agent.
He
but-
picks her up from her high school graduation. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I get that is the reality of the thing, but I just
Yeah.
can't believe that the 50s were that fucked.
It I don't know. It was really effective at portraying loneliness. There's a lot of scenes of her in the house, just quiet,
Yeah.
and shot from very far away, just upsetting. It's not a super fun watch.
And it wasn't just so overtly Elvis is a bad guy. I mean, it kind of was, but it was at the same time
But also
after
this-
he was abusive or whatever, it would show him oh baby, I didn't mean to hurt you. It's yeah, you fucking did. But you
Yeah.
could see
Why
why
she
she would have
believed it.
stayed or whatever.
Yeah,
'Cause-
two really good performances.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It was didn't grip me too much, but I enjoyed it. I'll give it a 7.
7.
Cool. The Hunger Games, Battle of Songbirds and Snakes. You didn't see it?
No,
I guess we'll stay away from spoilers.
there shouldn't be any.
Oh, you read the book?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was pretty good. Fun to have a Hunger Games movie again.
Chase, you know how to read?
I've just learned.
Yeah.
It's
It's good
Had
to
to learn
see a
from my
movie
job.
that's back on track of catching fire in terms of quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause the last two are kind of disappointing.
Yeah. The
don't-
biggest strength of the movie is the main character. It's a very interesting person to follow.
I think the
So-
first 2 acts, I'm going off the book.
Oh,
First 2
Alright.
acts are definitely better than the final.
I'll retweet that.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe
I think that's
the final
my
act
only-
is fine, but the whole ending, though, I just don't like the conclusion that much.
My only issue with the movie is it's a pretty long movie. It's kind of oddly structured because the first 2/3 are all with the games and all that
It's,
stuff is
cut
great.
to
It's Rachel Zegler and her
Jimmy
and they have,
Dawson.
Jimmy Dawson. They have a relationship that's built up, and there's a lot of actors in it, like Peter Dinklage and Viola Davis. A lot of
They
screen
got a good
presence.
cast.
Yeah, and it's cool seeing more of the Capitol. And then once all that great stuff is done, then it switches to District 12, and I feel like I'm still liking what's going on, but the pacing I feel like is kind of off. Where it doesn't feel rushed Maybe
like
it
a
does feel
different,
rushed. I don't know.
like a
It's
different
like
story kind of.
it is, but I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if it feels rushed or that it. Maybe it does just feel rushed because I feel like they get to the conclusion. I was on board.
The
but
whole conclusion is rushed as shit. I feel like because
Maybe that's
he's like I am a bad guy.
Yeah, he does
and then
turn pretty quickly.
He goes to the Capitol like the next day, and then she's like, I don't know. She's like, "How was your summer break?" I don't know if she said that.
I don't remember if that was in it, but
Basically, it was like her idea to send him there, and she was gonna bring him back after the whole summer.
Yeah.
It was like her plan the whole time
yeah.
because she knew he would like be on the Capitol side or whatever.
Spaladouche.
Spread a douche, and you know.
I did like it. I wish it ended a little stronger. Not even because I like the scene, the way it they do that, where she leaves the hut and he's in the woods and he's shooting up in the air.
Yeah.
I like the scene itself. It's just the structure of it once it got to District 12 was. I don't think it jived super well with the rest of the movie. But I still enjoyed it. I was way better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 7.
I do have one complaint.
Oh.
This is not based on any of the fucking movies. Why do 2 people in that series have names that end with anus? What the fuck is up with that? I thought they were gonna do Sejanus.
Who's the first guy?
Coriolanus or
Yeah, Coriolanus and shit.
what the fuck is with that?
They're gay.
Why didn't they say Sejanus? They had to say Sejanus. It's like what the fuck?
It's a strong name.
Hunter Schafer was in it as the tigress. She's not in the.
She was pretty cool.
She's not really in the
She
book
was cool.
that much, so I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck she can do in the movie?
Well, what'd
She
you
did a
give it?
good job. I liked it. I'd probably give it a 7 as well.
Talk to me.
Ooh. I think it's pretty solid.
Best horror movie of the year.
It's gotta.
God.
I think it's one of the best horror movies ever made. Whoa. I don't know what I'm talking
really...
about. I haven't seen every horror
Thank
movie.
God you're not drinking. It was great. I what a pleasant surprise made by some YouTubers.
It was so fucked up to watch.
Unnerving, greatly
Unnerving.
performance.
Never want to watch again, but probably
No,
will.
I'll watch it.
It was a really good movie, but yeah, I don't want to watch that again. It was so disturbing.
Made me feel bad by the end. Like
It's
It's
a
pretty
feel
rare.
bad.
You see a
Sick.
scene or you see a horror thing happen and you're like, ugh, that never happens.
The whole
And
opening.
that kid was like, I was like, oh.
the kid brutalization thing was fucked. I hated
Yeah, it was
all
pretty
of
bad.
that.
The whole.
You missed the beginning, right? You came in
Oh,
late.
yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Australian guys. It was just the very it started off just
Intense.
Yeah.
They stuck
The
a
whole
hammer
hell
through his head.
scene, the hell montage,
Yeah.
that was super fucked up.
Yeah,
I didn't like that at all.
well done.
It just had a
But
lot
yeah, it
of.
was well done.
It took all the characters seriously and I don't know. It was very.
Fucking film of the year.
I've been debating between a 7 and an 8 all year.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna lump it in with all the other 7s.
I'm gonna give it
So
an 8.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8 as well.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning,
Ooh.
Part 1.
Ooh, shit.
Didn't get its flowers.
Did it not? Okay.
Opener.
Didn't get its flowers.
It did.
Opener was weak. Beginning.
Yeah,
It's a bit
I was
slow.
agreeing.
It was on the submarine, and it was like,
I actually liked the beginning.
what the fuck?
Yeah, that was cool.
Wow.
What the
Okay,
hell?
but
What a
comparing it,
tension
I mean,
level.
obviously,
I mean, I just
hate
felt,
to compare it.
I don't know.
But
Yeah.
to all the rest of the Mission Impossible movies, I think it was a lackluster intro. I didn't like it as much.
I mean, it wasn't a
some
stun.
felt
It wasn't
awful,
a
but-
stun, and it wasn't the Rogue Nation jumping on the
I'm
plane.
not
and
saying
trying
it
to
has to be
stun.
like super actiony, but that one just felt like
It just wasn't a lot. It was like, oh,
I think.
wait, they're off the radar. Oh wait, where'd they go?
I think you weren't like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Oh.
ooh.
Because it's a Mission Impossible. I know where it's going.
Um,
It's probably gonna be bad.
I'm conflicted on this movie. I like it.
I remember having the opposite
But-
opinion of you.
What?
I liked the previous movie better than this one.
For sure.
I like that one too, but
Shit, wait.
I think Fallout is much better, easily.
Maybe okay.
But
Maybe I agree with
as
you guys.
this one, its own thing. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought most of the
It's
action.
not bad
As
at all.
it's not. I
Yeah.
don't think it is. The plot is about an AI called the Entity that's like trying to take over the world or whatever, which was like that was a reveal in the movie. It wasn't any of the trailers or information or anything. So I feel like there's probably a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. That if I went and thought about it, I feel like there's like plot weird stuff, but I don't remember super well. But I feel like that's
locked
the thing
into
because
the action. It doesn't matter how bad a Mission Impossible actually some of them are so good.
I feel like the stories are pretty solid.
I think
but they
so.
only have to be solid enough, and then it kind of carries.
Unless
with
it's
action.
Fallout, where I think the story is like really good. Like I think that's what makes that movie better than the rest of the series.
Do you remember the kind of bad guy who's like an actual person, not the AI, that they do the
Gabriel?
flashback? Yeah.
I was gonna get to that.
Fuck.
They try to like retcon something kind of, where they're like, "Have you ever wondered why Ethan joined the agency?" And it's like has to do with Gabriel and this girl or something.
He kills some girly.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought it was from the first movie because that's what happens in the first movie.
Yeah,
I
pretty
think it
much.
was.
One
I think
for one.
I think it is weird. They're like I don't know, like I guess adding stuff before the first movie happened. Now
it feels
seems kinda
wrong.
yeah.
It feels fucked up, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot you can do because it kind of comes in. The first movie is not a lot about Ethan Hunt for the most part.
Maybe the flashback fucked me up because I was like, what movie is that from? And then
Yeah.
It ended up not being from any movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, this movie's lying to me.
I do think like the big stunt wasn't as cool as the big stunts.
Train?
No, the like motorcycle jump. I mean, that's cool.
Oh.
That is no doubt cool.
Oh,
Dude, what
on.
the fuck, man?
I mean, it's cool, but like it's not as cool as the plane or the Dubai.
Actually, I
or
think
the-
it is cooler than the plane.
Do you?
Because one, he's locked in, like safety harness and everything, just holding onto a plane, and then the other one, he's jumping off a cliff. And, obviously,
I mean, it's
into a
cool.
safety
They're all
net,
cool. I don't
but
know.
whatever. I think that one's a lot cooler because it's all the anticipation, and then he's like, he gets to the top. He's like, Benji.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna have to jump.
Budgie.
Somebody
It was
sounds like.
it was cool. I really like the train, like where they do escape the train at the end, they like climb up it and all the
It's like
stuff's falling.
Yeah, that's obviously. God, I don't remember any one of the women's names.
Haley Atwell's character,
Haley
Grace.
Atwell, the other one,
Grace.
and then also the girl from the boys. The bad girl.
No, that's the girl from The Guardians.
Palm.
Oh,
Clit-
Palm, not okay.
Palm.
Yeah, never mind.
You racist.
Who's like a
No,
bad?
I
or she's a bad guy, and then she's a good
swear
guy,
to
and then
God
she
she's in the
dies.
boys.
She looks like her, so.
Yeah, I really liked Haley Atwell in it.
He just goes
Me
love
too.
interest to love interest. He doesn't give a...
Yeah, that's what all of them were about. He meets girl, and he's like,
Yeah, except there was a girl that I think got shafted in this movie. Yeah,
Sorted.
Ilsa?
I like it.
they killed her. I don't
Maybe
think
she's
she had a
not
cool
actually
death.
dead.
Mm-hmm.
She probably is, but...
I don't think her I don't know. It felt like a very like weird death to me. Like she's been in these movies for like a little bit, and she's like a pretty big part of them. I say she's like the second biggest character now, or she was.
She probably...
But they have like a fake out death with her kind of in the beginning, and then
Well, at the end of Fallout, she's like... They're like, we're doing this together. And
Yeah.
then in this movie, they kind of like go back on it, I feel like.
yeah,
And then Haley Atwell's like, I'm so hot. Like, choose me.
she. Ethan Hunt says,
plays the role.
"There's no place you and your God can hide where I won't find you."
What?
I thought that was a cool line.
What? Oh.
It's when they're in that like hotel with Vanessa Kirby's character, the White Widow. Is that her name? The one that Haley Atwell
yes,
dresses
yes,
up
yes.
as at the end, like uses the face mask thing. I enjoyed it.
There's always I don't know the Fallout when they were capturing the guy, and he's like, "I'm gonna put you in a box," and at the end he puts him in a box.
That's Rogue Nation, isn't it?
It's the bad guy from
He's
Yeah, from Rogue Nation.
And then he's the bad guy in Fallout
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
At the-
Sort of.
yeah,
He's like the upper bad guy.
Solomon.
Solomon Grundy.
I did like it though. A bummer it completely failed,
He does put him in a box.
and I don't know
The-
why. Because
the
people,
Looney Tunes death of Henry Cavill,
yeah,
that was kind of funny.
That
And
when he gets
Fallout?
like hooked on the head. What are you talking about?
I keep on getting those two
You
confused.
talking about
You're
the
thinking of
car
a
one?
really good. When he,
I'm thinking of a really good Mission Impossible movie.
I do think it was good. I think it's weird how horrible it did, and people like. I was like,
What was it
listening
going
to people?
against? Was it Barbie and
Well, it still opened a week before it
Oppenheimer?
though, so it's like
Yeah,
first weekend was still like
People are like,
bad.
we're going
but
to
the,
see two
but the
movies.
Barbenheimer thing
Probably.
had been for a while before.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. I'd be curious if it had opened like 2 weeks earlier. Like people were saying that it didn't do well because it was like bad, but like I don't
I didn't hear
agree with
that.
because even if you like acknowledge like plot issues with it, not like the average Joe isn't going to be like. I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think that has anything to do because it got good critics reviews. People liked it. I don't think it has
was
anything
a
to
good
do with
movie.
that. Yeah. So I don't understand. I don't know why it did horrible, but they're apparently changing the title of the second movie to not be
Dead Shrekkening.
to not be part 2, which is stupid because
Well,
you're gonna have a movie with or a series
Part
of
one.
8 movies, and the 7th one's called Part 1 and the 8th one's called
They'll
something
retcon
completely
it.
different. Whatever. I'll give it a 7,
Same.
but I did
Yeah.
get Fallout in 8, so
7 Club.
7.
call. Blue Beetle.
I watched it.
Not bad.
Well, we both.
Not good.
It was a lot better than I expected.
It
So I was
it
like,
is the
"Whoa."
3rd best DCEU movie, I think.
I think all the characters are what makes the movie good. They're like pretty relatable or likable.
It just
George
does the
Lopez.
it just does
George
the basics.
Lopez's jokes sometimes were a little forced, but I thought he was actually kind of funny.
Beetle? How do you spell Beetle?
Batly.
Oh, that'll
The-
explain it. Okay.
Ballsa.
Maybe I didn't make a blurb.
I will say, during the Golden Globes, when George Lopez and Gabriel Iglesias came on stage, my nephew said, "Those are the Blue Beetle guys."
Did he see the Blue Beetle?
I don't know. I think maybe.
I feel like it's
But at least they know. And
decent.
they're like, they were funny. So that's the only experience I have with Blue Beetle.
He hasn't seen the George Lopez show.
It's the most like the trailers made it
I mean,
look like
that's
this
on TV
horrible
anyway.
super derivative like family keeps you strong, which that is in the movie, but they actually spent some time on it, and I bought the family, and
I bought him.
when I bought that family, and when a certain big event in the family happens, it's emotional. I was like, I believed it, got invested. The action looked fine. Villains suck.
The
Like,
woman sucked. I feel like the other guy.
The big guy, yeah.
He was like a little better. Or
It's just the love interest. Like I was like into their like dynamic. I think the main
dude, yeah.
she was beautiful.
They made 2 boner jokes in that movie.
Yeah, they never did. I was like,
think
whoa.
I thought that was pretty realistic. Like,
Yeah.
nobody ever makes a boner joke when they're kissing the girl in the movie. They're like, oh, he totally has a boner. But this
Isn't
time,
this the scare
this
of
time
like,
they,
oh, you have a boner high
no,
or something?
it's like, why is there blood rushing
Oh,
into
yeah.
your lower region?
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of funny. And then I feel like there was another boner joke at the end.
I think there were. Yeah, it like I really
was
like
like,
the
those are
main
good
guy
jokes.
as that character. If it came out 10 years ago, it would have been like a pretty alright
It was a
normal
well-rounded.
superhero origin movie. It just came out in a year where it stood no chance of receiving any attention.
Yeah.
But it actually, like, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it would be much worse. So, yeah, I don't know. Between a 6 and a 7. I'll give it a 6. But I was, like, I was pleased.
This guy does not like comedy.
We're doing halves.
No.
Well,
We have not done one
2.
yet.
No.
we're doing halves to give it a 6.5.
If we were doing
No.
But
we're not
my
doing
point
that at
being
all.
that movie isn't even, like, great, but I still think it's, like, one of the best movies DC's made.
it was entertaining and like
It's better than everything else.
It didn't like piss me off watching.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. They play Kickstart My Heart when they're ramming when the grandma's driving that tank.
Did they?
Yeah,
Beetle bus.
the Beetle bus. Yeah, what'd you give it to?
Oh, there's like a fart joke too with the Beetle
I bet
car.
you love that.
So funny.
This guy and his fart jokes. What'd you give it?
I guess a 6 too. I don't know.
Cool. Saw a little movie called American Fiction. It was good. Basically, it's about this black author who is writing books but are not selling, and his white publishers are telling him that's because he's not writing black enough. So he writes like a really overtly like black, trashy, like stereotypical gangsta type book. And
You
it
can
sells.
say gangster.
Nothing gay.
You don't have to say gangsta.
And it sells really well. And so it's all about like, yeah, it's about there's also like a bunch of family drama he has on top of it, but that's the main plot. And it raises some interesting questions, has some ideas. I will say it doesn't really like. Basically, at the end, he decides to like make a movie based off of this whole experience, and he's like, it's ambiguous. That's like the whole point. So we don't really like this. The story doesn't have like a definitive climax. It just kind of ends, and it doesn't really provide like answers to these issues, because there's a good scene where they're like disgusting. They're like, well, if people enjoy like eating slop, let them eat slop. Like people like watching bad movies. Should we let them? I don't know. So,
Yes.
it brought up some interesting points. But yeah, I don't have much to say overall. I enjoyed it. I like Jeffrey Wright and everything. So I'll give it a 7.
Oh. Never mind.
No hard feelings.
What?
I thought it was decent.
You
There were
know-
some moments in it was like kind of outrageous that kind of took.
Pretty outrageous comedy.
Boobies,
The
though.
boobies was
So,
cool.
You have
so
to take into account the boobies.
Let's see, boobies puts it up a star
Plus
and a half.
2 because
I-
who's Booby?
I was.
Jennifer Lawrence.
You haven't seen?
That's oh my
Yeah.
god!
That's her whole
I
body.
forgot it
It's
was.
not even like
I will say I was laying in bed last night at midnight and I was like, I want something stupid to watch. So I was like, I'll watch this movie that's on Netflix.
Sure.
And
What's a movie?
I was
I
like
need
pleasant,
something to
like
watch.
it didn't. I kept waiting for there to be some stupid, annoying scene where the two of them would like. You hear the plot of that movie and you're like, okay, well, he's gonna find out the truth eventually, and they're gonna like yell at each other. But that scene doesn't really happen, and they have like a more natural conversation about it. And I was like, that's kind of nice. Also, I guess as a comedy, like it's funny and all. It's like funny.
It's decent. I feel like the whole car thing, where it's like, spoilers. Am I loud?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the whole ending where so she's like on top of
Mhm.
his car because he
Yeah.
did that at the beginning, and he's like fucking like driving super fast down this road, and then he goes out to the beach and crashes it into the. Or doesn't she set?
He just
she
drives
sets on
into the-
fire.
He
Right?
drives into the ocean. He drives through a
Oh,
barbecue.
okay. Yeah, she's
And she's
she
on
gets
fire.
caught on fire, and then he's like, "Fuck!" So he drives into the ocean, and it's just like this most like outrageous thing.
Yeah.
Like
There were a couple of moments.
I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
There were also some jokes that were just like, I don't know. What I feel like I don't like in like when she's like roller skating at the beginning, but she's in the road. That's like funny,
It's
I
so
guess. But like,
forced.
why would you like?
Oh, you know,
why would you not just use the sidewalk?
her friends were
That
so
sounds
fucking annoying. in that
Like
movie.
a classic comedy.
Yeah, but like,
All
why would
the
you not
things
like
you just
that?
listed.
Like bother? Like, why would you
no,
not just use the
it's
sidewalk?
it's too stupid.
Well, I don't know. I just don't like.
She's like, I
comedies are-
have to fucking roller skate here.
Comedy's being funny and all, but like when it's just a character doing something like blatantly like so stupid that no one would ever do.
It's not
Just
related.
for a
Have you
dumb-
ever
just
seen
for a-
Hot Rod?
No, just for a dumb.
But
joke.
that's like supposed to be outrageous. This movie's like more grounded. I feel like
I will say, I think I don't know. I guess I've never seen Jennifer Lawrence like a comedy, but she has like she made
funny.
me laugh.
She's funny.
She made me laugh, which I was like, whoa! I just laughed.
She's
Right
Oh.
as
she.
that is he spunked.
Oh yeah, then the
I think it was the Golden Globes. It was one of the award shows that like put her on the screen. She's like Jennifer Lawrence or blah blah blah.
Oh.
They said if I don't win, I'm gonna kill myself.
yeah.
It's like
If I
yeah.
don't win,
That's why I'm leaving, right?
Oh, I'm
She didn't
leaving.
say she was
Never
gonna
mind.
kill
She's not as funny
That's
as
funny
I thought.
too. I honestly, I was, you know, I I enjoyed it surprisingly.
I didn't like her friends in that movie. That one dude,
Mhm.
he's like in some stuff. He's I
You
like
wanna
want to
like
like him, but he's not funny.
You got that.
He's not funny.
I thought there were. I could have.
Okay.
I gotta cut that. I could have. I could have. I
Can you
didn't.
just bleep it?
I didn't need
He's
that.
got
I didn't need that in the movie, but I also wasn't like mad that.
I mean, they just sucked though. Like they were annoying.
It,
And
but it gave her a little conclusion. She was able to sell the house to her. And...
Yeah.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought she was dumb. I thought they were fucking stupid.
Because it had girl boobs in it. She was like, wait, look at this movie.
Wait, go back.
She's so horny.
wait slow-mo.
Anywho, I'll give it a 6.
Certainly that's last movie.
Agreed.
Cool.
Agreed.
Man, we're really.
I
in
just
sync.
thought of like a lot of movies that we have left.
I can see the end.
Let's
of the
just keep
list.
going.
Okay, Saltburn.
I
I don't want to talk about this.
I'll mark a nothing.
Oh no, this is the what is this?
Wait,
number
this
three?
is just
Two.
two.
What was
two
it? Oh my
nothing
God.
burger.
I feel good.
I'm hungry.
Nothing Burger. The
Dude,
great
we're going to
twist I kept
Bojangles.
on hearing about was not a twist. The director just like lied to us for like 45 minutes, and it was like, wait, he was lying. He didn't actually. His mom and dad didn't die, or his dad didn't die. Whatever.
He's like a compulsive liar, I guess.
It really does play
yeah.
up that reveal as like a big reveal, but I was just
I was
like,
surprised.
like-
I was surprised at that, like saying there was a twist.
well, yeah, I was just,
'Cause I was like-
I was surprised that they were like, okay, now here's a flashback showing, oh, I stuck the bike, oh, I was typing nothing in the cafe.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean,
what was the typing of it? Was that really necessary? You could have been typing.
No, the audience is full of a bunch of morons because it's all TikTok girls that are going to see this movie.
Because it's Jacob Elordi.
Hey,
Jacob Elordi definitely sold
what's
it.
wrong with
But
TikTok
he,
girls?
I don't know. Obviously, whatever the flashbacks were, you kind of saw it coming because he was with everyone right before they died. So it's kind of like,
It's like
not
everybody's
just bad
just
luck at
randomly
that
dying
point.
right here.
yeah. And then, I don't know.
Yeah.
Murder on the Dance Floor is pretty cool.
I like
Discovered
that
that
scene.
song
That was the
from
best
there.
part of the
That
movie.
scene is funny, and I like that song, but the whole thing, it looked good.
It did look good.
Yeah, it was a well shot movie.
Although I will say it was in 4:3, but
I
didn't
also
think
noticed.
it needed to be.
No.
Like, I'm really like, did you really use that aspect ratio? But like that movie,
It
I was
reminds
like,
me of the
I don't
Snyder
even
Cut.
remember that.
Yeah.
Fuck the Snyder Cut. That movie
As
sucked.
soon as I saw that it was in 4:3, I was like,
Yeah, I was like, it didn't like.
Does it?
It's not like a lighthouse situation where you're like, oh, that's cool.
It's timey. Victor
what
Timey.
time was it even supposed to take place in? The
Oh,
90s?
I don't know.
80s?
I think it was the
Early
early 2000s. Jinx.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
because they
even
make a bunch
less
of
reason.
references to like,
But they fucked it up. Superbad's in it, and that came out like
Yeah.
2008 or
Oh,
2007. And
yeah.
the movie was supposed to
2007.
take place in like 2006.
they're stupid.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
fuck that up? How do you fuck that
Yeah,
shit up?
I wasn't. I got nothing from this.
Wasn't rocking with it.
He ate her pussy with blood
That was
in it.
that was hot.
And because like you have to, if you're gonna make an artsy movie, there's got to be some pussy and there's got to be some dick.
Was there any, like, reveal on, like, they kept on taking in people, right?
What
The family?
Oh yeah, like each they were saying the way he was setting up too, because they
They're
said,
just gonna kill Barry Keoghan.
well, not kill him, but he was like, oh, he'll be done with you after this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was because the last person that went there like tried to fuck his sister.
Yeah, but I thought they were. I guess that was the only one I remember.
Is that illegal?
No,
It's
but
a-
it made him
it's a murder
upset,
on
so
the
he didn't want to be
dance
friends
floor.
with him. And then that like nerdy guy who was friends with at the beginning that like screamed in the cafeteria for whatever the fuck reason, like he was like, he'll be done with you, like whatever. And then
Yeah.
the sister was like, he'll be over you, and blah blah blah. It's
Then he
like,
never was.
You're doing a really bad
And then he
job of
killed him.
explaining this.
whatever.
It was a nothing burger. Number 2.
Yeah.
Truly.
No
Should I
cheese.
watch it?
No.
No.
I still haven't seen it.
I'll go to 5.
Wait, but what if I'm a TikTok?
Murder on the
Then you'll
dance
probably love it.
floor.
I give it a 4.
Dang.
Fuck these
I'm
movies.
gonna have to go with a 4 as well.
Cool. Ooh. Godzilla
Speaking
Minus One.
Speaking of 4s,
This movie was really cool.
fucking love this movie.
Yeah, this was such a pleasant surprise. Banging. So yeah, in terms of Godzilla the creature, it looked good. I liked his design. His like the first scene when he uses his atomic breath, and it's like showing all the spikes. Like, did you watch it?
I saw it on Wednesday.
I had
Oh,
to
cool.
explain the scene to him.
What's it?
The scene you're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
In
Well,
the
the
car
scenes
right
where like
here.
all the spikes are coming out, and he like it was crazy.
It was cool.
It was very.
It was
Cool.
it
I've
was
never
a definite must see in the theater. That was so
Probably.
cool.
I say I've never seen like that, like Godzilla portrayed like that. And it was actually scary, and it
It's like fucking killed everybody.
yeah, it was actually like
I guess he does that usually, but
uh,
he was like evil this
you know,
time.
But it made sure
symbolic of the nuclear weapons like Godzilla's supposed to be, and more importantly, had a good story with a good protagonist with things that made sense. You ever have like moments in a movie where you're like, if this character like you're like, oh, this character was gonna do this and this is gonna happen, but then that actually happens, like when the guy that he was with on the island like told him to live and he installed the parachute thing. It's a good ending. Like it made sense. He had a very good like arc, and actor did good. I don't know. I loved it.
It's a classic Godzilla movie.
It was like a
So-
good Godzilla movie.
I can't.
Which-
They usually like the original like
The score.
score. which is
Yeah.
really cool to hear.
Yeah, that was cool.
It kind of somewhat felt out of place for a second, but I was like, wait, this is kind of cool.
I liked how instead of him, or like when he did the laser breath, what was it called?
Atomic breath.
Atomic breath. Instead of it like kind of being like a laser through the city, it fucking like nuked.
Yeah, it was a nuke. It was like a bomb.
Yeah,
I was
like,
like, oh,
when,
shit.
when
That was-
it hit like the ships, that was insane.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, just it was great. I can't get over the like Godzilla scenes. They were
Yeah.
Godzilla.
And like also just like the humanity side of it with
yeah. It
with
had a lot of like
the main character, and then also
it also had good
his-
side characters like the guy, the main
woman.
doctor on the boat, and the girl that he's with.
yeah,
They were good.
and the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a very well fleshed out like entire story of you see both. I mean, obviously you're not inside the head of Godzilla, but
It's just
You get
good
to
job
see-
of showing Godzilla's like the destruction, and then also having a good human story, and had all these like. I liked all the ideas of, like. I guess not being, like people not happy with the Japanese government right after the war. It's like it's all about like the people doing things instead of relying on the
government.
the society structure. Yeah, the government.
And nobody dies. Besides,
She's definitely dead at the end. His
Who?
girlfriend.
she's still
Oh, she's gonna die.
And
When she's like, they find out she's alive, and then she has all the stuff on her neck.
I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
I thought it was supposed to be like a nuclear, like a radiation poisoning thing.
I figured it was gonna be like she's connected to Godzilla now.
that would,
I don't
that
think
would be kind of cool.
I don't think that's it.
I
I think it's supposed to be like a radiation poisoning, like representative of how all the people that got poisoned by radiation went by doing after the war, and then they went on to die. So I think it was a perfect Godzilla movie.
I think it'd be kind of cool if they did make a second. They
feel
left
like
it open, but I feel like they probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
It was like obviously because Godzilla always returns, you know, that's the thing.
should it start? But yeah,
Can't
with like a
kill
different
Godzilla.
human
Yeah.
character. You mean?
I mean, yeah, if they just made the movie again, that'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'd
there
love
doesn't
it.
need to be a sequel, but
There doesn't, but
No, obviously.
if I can, see this Godzilla do something else.
Yeah, if they just made another this kind of
Yeah.
Godzilla movie.
Godzilla -2.
Well, it's just, you know, Godzilla from the 50s or whatever, but made better.
like more violent.
Yeah, it was a perfect
Yeah, more
modernization
violent, but yeah.
of
It was
Godzilla.
more realistic.
They didn't make him a good guy like the American ones. They didn't,
He's on our side.
which I love.
You guys are the one that made Godzilla.
I like Godzilla fight like with Monkey. Like those movies are fun and all, but it was cool
I
watching.
can't wait for the new one.
No one looks so fucking good.
50 pounds, but I can't carry it.
It was cool watching an actual Godzilla movie.
Truth.
It's really the best one I've seen because the original's good, but
Truth.
obviously, yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8.
You should.
Give it a 9.
All right.
Wow.
Just compared to all the other movies this year.
I was gonna give it a 7.
Oh.
I love seeing it in the theater. I thought it was so cool.
The Iron Claw
Do you want me to see if Josh has any different?
That was a pretty good movie.
I
was
liked it.
pretty good. It's another like very straight to the point.
Super sad fucking movie.
It just
Great characters.
yeah. Zac Efron,
Great characters.
impressed,
Still people.
impressed the heck out of me. Never seen that guy act like that.
Yeah, he did really good.
Yeah.
Is it the Iron Claw movie?
Yeah.
I want to go see that.
You should
It's
see
good.
it. It's solid as fuck.
Yeah. I really don't have anything to like say about this movie. Like it just
It hit everything I wanted to.
yeah.
Like the sadness or like dread or like especially the last scene. It was like you knew it was like you saw the car that was
Yeah.
there and it was like
yeah. And the whole movie you're waiting for the confrontation between Zac Efron and their dad, and it comes, and you're like,
yeah.
Perfect.
The whole
It's also
curse
like-
is daddy.
Obviously,
Yeah.
like knowing nothing about the Von Erich family or whatever, it's like, man, I sure hope something pulls through. Nothing ever does.
yeah. It is
Really,
like
truly.
yeah. It is a crazy like it is crazy that stuff all happens like that.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't think like that would happen, but
I mean, yeah.
Lord. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
I'm gonna give it an 8. Wish I had more to say, but
Same.
sometimes it's okay.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Lily
nothing really
James
to
was in it.
critique.
And
or,
Lily
like,
James was beautiful
talk
as
about.
always.
She was pretty good in that.
Obviously, yeah, I'll give it an 8 as well.
Crying.
John Wick Chapter 4.
If we're talking action, best action movie of the year, I loved some of the Well, actually, I love the one scene in particular where it's a top down, him going through the house, doing the different rooms.
Certainly is the highlight.
It was so creative.
Super cool.
Obviously, not a strong story because it's John Wick.
Yeah.
But the action is always there. Loved it.
Yeah, story was... Who cared? Like,
It was better than the third.
I think it is the best John Wick.
I think the first one's the best, but this one's like the best.
yeah, honestly, I think the
action,
first
you
one's
know?
actually the best, but the first like
The
goofy
first one
John
has like a
Wick,
story.
Yeah, I'll say 4.
I just really liked 4 better.
I think Donnie
was-
Yen's character, like, he was a hoot. It was very long.
Yeah.
Top down, long take was cool. The stairs scene.
That's funny.
the Arc de Triomphe. Is that what it is?
yeah,
The
with all the
Paris one?
traffic. Like,
I
the
can't
cars
believe.
going around.
I don't
pretty
understand why
silly.
they made the cars look so fake.
It is just...
They couldn't do it.
It is just a lot of goofy action. But I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's
He
never
gets-
not cool.
He gets his finger chopped off in Egypt or something in the middle of the desert.
That's the third one.
Was that? Did I rewatch the third one? I think I actually did. Never mind.
Yeah. And there's that one guy, what's that dude's name? The guy that's like following him? The
Marmaduke?
dog. You remember?
Oh,
he was
the
probably the
what's his
weakest
name?
part of that movie.
He's like, it's the something.
The character, the narrator. That's Tenet. Or that's the protagonist.
the protagonist.
The assassin. The dingleberry.
I don't actually want to know.
Nightclub scene, cool. But why didn't anybody notice that a bunch of people were dying in a nightclub?
They
Like,
never do.
all blown off of
Oh,
ecstasy.
John
and-
The
Wick!
guy had a fat suit on.
Like the Lawrence Fishburne is in it as well.
Lawrence Fishburne is always awesome.
Amen. Remember that? It's more John Wick. It was fun. He died, but probably not actually.
I think he should be dead.
I
Yeah,
swear, when I saw that movie in theaters, it was like a very heavily implied that he wasn't dead.
It was,
But then I
think it was.
rewatched like the last scene. And it was like
The grave?
it wasn't how I remembered it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really.
It's because the dog is. "Woo." That's what people say.
I think that's what it was then. I don't know. I remember leaving
But it's
the
a
theater
damn
heavily
dog.
implied that there was going to be a John Wick 5.
Probably will.
But then they're like came out. They're like, we don't know.
They're doing that Ana de Armas spinoff this year called Ballerina.
Whatever.
I'm gonna give
From-
John Wick.
From the Knock Knock one. The spinoff from Knock Knock.
What happens with the end of that movie?
Free pizza.
It was free pizza.
He gets caught.
Anyways,
I'm gonna give John Wick Chapter 4 a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'll do 7.
Cool.
I'm a 7 man.
No one saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, did
Is that
they?
true?
Don't spoil it.
I'm spoiling it.
Oh, you saw.
Katie, come on. This movie was impressive in how awful it was. I didn't expect much. I'm not an Indiana Jones nut. Watched all the movies like the day or two before this, but oh my god, like the way it treats his character is so uncool, and he's just a depressed old man who wants to die the entire time. In the beginning, they like de-aged him because it's like a flashback, but it was still old Harrison Ford voice, so that was bad. And they pair him up with this. It's his goddaughter.
Woman.
They pair him up with this woman, and she's super unlikable and really annoying, and like treats Indiana Jones poorly, and she's just like super, like hyper. I don't want to say competent, but super like good at like a Ray kind of situation. Like she's like not interesting. Yeah, I know. Not a good episode for the women to be listening. But she's
any of them?
she is just like super hyper like and she just like treats him horribly and like makes fun of him, and they're just like disrespecting this character so much. And yeah, it was awful. And in the ending,
Does he go back in time?
they're like, we're trying to go back to the 40s. We went back to the
future.
3,000 years. No, they're fighting like it's during a Roman battle or something.
What?
So Indiana Jones ends up 3,000 years in the past, and he's like watching all of like this history, and he's like been shot or something, and he's like, I'm gonna stay here and die and die watching like history, and it's like
Die with the Romans.
cool. And then you think like the moment would be he realizes, oh wait, I do have people that still love me and a life at home. I'm gonna choose to go back, but that doesn't happen. The girl punches him. He wakes up at home, and Marion is there from the first movie, and she because they got divorced, or they got divorced apparently after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because they can't have old like heroes that are
Grumpy.
happy now, and their son also died.
Why?
It's the one good scene in the movie. He's like talking about it. He's
Shia
like,
LaBeouf.
yeah, he's like, my son he says, my son enlisted to like be mad at, to like annoy me, and then Marion can handle it, so we like got divorced or something. But it's so stupid. And then so yeah, they like it takes away this moment where he should be like choosing that for himself, but he just wants to die, and then nothing changes. He doesn't like have the realization himself.
Oh, so how does he? I was confused about the punch thing.
He's like sitting on a
Knocks him
cliffside like about to die, and she just comes up and punches him and like knocks him out, and they take him back to the present. Yeah.
Dumb old man.
And like
Insane.
in class he's like teaching, and like all the students are like falling. It just like
I
you
do
like
think
that
that
character.
would be stupid
What?
if he just stayed.
Yeah.
and died.
Yeah, but what's even more stupid is him being brought back against his will to the present. Let the man die and stay, or choose to come back and live with his wife.
I do not understand how Harrison Ford. Actually, no, I do understand why. That's like his favorite character to play, right?
Yeah, he's like cool.
But it was up until this movie that he was cool.
He just gets so shafted and so like disrespected. And like there's a scene where he's like
Don't
walking.
they all?
Yeah, they do. Where he's
Don't
like walking.
all the old
All men for these women, these new women that are coming in.
As I get it on.
There's a scene where he's walking.
Mark
he's like
Hamill.
he's walking through a cave, and there's a bunch of bugs or something, or spiders. And
Ew.
I was like, oh, I just watched Temple of Doom 2 days ago, and he's like not afraid of spiders because he's Indiana Jones. So I was like, they're gonna make some joke about how like he's not afraid of spiders. But then like
be a snake.
then he like is afraid. He's like, ugh, he's like afraid of them. He's like, it's just like directly contradicts a previous movie, and just to make him like old and like the. And the ending, he like gets back, and Marion's like, I've missed you, and he's like, I'm old, but it's so unearned and so bad, and just completely takes a duty on the previous 4 movies. So I'm gonna give it a 2.
Damn.
It was
Jesus.
awful, and like I'm not like I just watched those movies for the first time, and I felt offended. So I couldn't imagine if you like grew up with Indiana Jones.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Poor Things.
4.
Snore things.
More like Cool Things.
More like cool setting,
Nothing
boring
burger?
story.
This was not a nothing
It was not a
burger.
nothing burger.
This was a.
It
Everything
looked
burger.
phenomenal.
It wasn't cooked all the way, but man, was that burger looking
Little raw,
tasty.
little
It-
pink.
It's like when you if
tight.
you grabbed a burger off the McDonald's like commercial, but then bit into it and realized that like the mustard was yellow paint, and
Yeah.
and the tomatoes were like fake,
Um,
but the meat was real. It was a good meat burger.
it was easily the best looking movie of the year.
For show.
It like I love like the way they did the skies like on the boat, especially the like fisheye effect. The
You
like
love
fisheye
that.
effect.
You
That was
love
awesome.
that.
It like there was like constant zooms.
I don't.
like
I will say I do not understand why they did that. Like through
The
like
sky?
through the peephole or like the fisheye lens or
Just for
like
fun, I think.
yeah, that's what I assumed.
Yeah.
because there didn't really seem to be any consistency between
No.
them.
the only scene where I was like thinking like I don't know it was like a handheld scene when Mark Ruffalo goes up to that guy.
At the dance.
Yeah,
and
and like,
she's
I think
dancing.
fights
with
him. Like that was cool. I liked how that. I mean, the whole thing looked really good. Other than that, there wasn't as much story to chew on as I
A lot
wanted.
of sex.
A lot of really good performances though.
Yeah, Emma
Emma
Stone,
Stone and Mark Ruffalo.
really good.
And, I mean, all of them. All the main characters
Nobody was
really
bad.
did. Yeah.
Like,
I enjoyed the journey of like watching this. It's almost like a coming of age story,
Yeah.
in a weird way of just like learning about the world and learning about who she's gonna be and experiencing all this stuff and the good and bad and
I just don't like how it was the same thing over and over. It was like, oh, I'm like innocent. I don't realize what's happening, and then she realizes what's happening. It's like, oh, humanity is bad and also good. And she go to the next place, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, humanity's bad but also good.
After the thing in Alexandria, I didn't feel like there was much progression past that.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because that was like that was the part where you're like,
She just
oh,
became smarter after that.
she did become smart. Someone I saw this on Twitter said that like
More
the
smart.
ending is like a video game boss. You've like finished everything, but then there's this like final boss that comes out of nowhere and you have to like fight.
That's a good point.
But I mean, I did like it. I don't think I'll watch it again. And I wish I don't know. I didn't get as much from it as I wanted, but I did. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I'll give it a 7.
I guess I'd give it a 7 as well.
I'm running 6.
Like a lower 7. Yeah.
It's all 6.
Because I know I don't like it as much as
Running
you do,
6.
but I don't want to give it... 6
Yeah.
sounds kind of bad.
I was pretty bored during it.
See, I was like, the only part I was like, the ending is like the only part when I was like, like
the whole boat thing.
See, that's the part when I was like, I'm like into this. Like I was liking that.
When they went to go visit Alexandria, I was kind of like bored. And then they're like, oh, there's dead people.
That makes one of us.
I don't fucking know. I just like was really tired and we were watching that movie, which probably didn't help. And I was like,
Probably
this
not.
movie's long and it's fucking boring.
I'll say it was pretty funny
interesting,
as well.
Yeah, I laughed.
I mean, it was, yeah.
There was no hard feelings, but no hard feelings.
No.
I saw the Tetris movie. I'll keep it quick.
Better be.
I've been here for 2
Actually-
hours.
I'm only halfway. It was cool. It just told the story about how Nintendo got the rights to Tetris for the NES.
Are they the bad guys in it?
No, they were actually the good guys.
They should be the bad guys in everything.
The people that were the Russian government are the bad guys.
What?
Yeah, because it's like the
Russia was involved?
Yeah, it's like this crazy thing where like the guy that made Tetris lived in Russia, and this engine like software developer had to go over there to like Russia and do all this like agreements to get the deal. It was really interesting, and it like a lot of it was themed like in a video game type of way, like Taron Egerton, as always. So I enjoyed it. 7.
Wow.
Let it be known
That's
that,
my son.
Let it be known that Nintendo is always the bad guy as of present. Yeah. They hate their community. But man, do they make good games.
We'll keep going in for the suck. The Marvels. You never saw that, did you?
It's not on Disney.
This is can you add this on the nothing burger pile?
Yeah.
The Marvels was a nothing burger.
Legitimately.
But see,
Ooh,
I know
but it was... yeah.
I
Go
know
ahead.
it's bad, but I think just because like I don't know, Captain Marvel 1 isn't good, or every other superhero movie this year was awful. That like this one just seemed
Better than the rest.
Yeah, more okay.
So
Like
it's-
not better than the rest, but just like average. Like
That was the
better
bad-
than the
bad
most.
Bad guy was awful. It was just it was a Kree that was mad because apparently after the first movie, Brie Larson went and blew up the sun of the Kree homeworld. So now all the Kree are dying.
Yeah,
Why'd
so
she do
they
that?
lost all their resources.
She didn't mean to. She was like, it was like an accident. But remember the
How
Kree
do
are the bad
you-
guys in the first movie.
How did she accidentally do that?
Don't remember.
I also don't remember. Did she like run into it? I don't...
Yeah, she basically, so they're like, oh my
It's a
god.
son, though.
She's invincible.
even by the point of the movie, all the Kree shouldn't be living. So the Kree, the plot of the villain is she's trying to get water and atmosphere and sunlight or
So
whatever
she's
from
another
other
like
planets.
good
So
guy,
she-
bad guy.
Yeah, so
She's
she goes
really
to these
boring.
planets to get water, and then she
Resources.
goes to another planet to get the atmosphere, and then she goes to another planet to steal the sun. Like
Yeah.
Gru.
Why doesn't she just go to planets that aren't
Or steals the moon.
populated?
Because she's a bad guy.
Things don't make sense. Reaction. Yeah, there's like the character stuff is so like nothing. They're like Monica Rambeau's in it, but like they try to like she's like mad at Mr. Captain Marvel for leaving.
Not that I
Like-
ever expected it to, but like the switching that they do before they've control
Yeah, that
of
doesn't
the
make
powers doesn't make
sense.
any sense.
Super inconsistent.
Like, yeah,
Shocked.
it's just like, oh, sometimes it's whenever they just use it, and then sometimes they use it for a while, and then it just switches. randomly.
Costumes that they switched to halfway through the movie look bad.
But the musical scene
Oh yeah, actually,
and the other two scenes that
I
I'm
saw
not
people were like, that
remembering.
scene is way too long. I don't agree at all. It's like it's like not that long at all. And there's this scene they go to a planet, and it's like a musical planet. Like
The way they communicate is singing.
yeah, doesn't make sense. But
But it is kind of funny.
I was like,
and,
I was like brought back to life. I
and
was
the
like, there's something
king
happening.
or prince, whatever he is, the leader,
He's like hot.
is like super hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like super cool, super hot.
It just was truly the memories cat. Memory cat scene was kind of funny.
The cat scene was pretty funny.
It was nothing.
What about the post credits?
Oh, let's say Aman Vellani, Miss Marvel.
I don't know.
She's like fun. She's like she deserves better than these garbage scripts she's
cannot
being
believe-
given in her show and in this movie.
What's his name? Beast.
Oh, and then before that, she shows up to Kate Bishop's house and she's like, "Let's form Kid Avengers." And then Monica Ram. Oh, I don't. The ending was stupid.
How does she like? How does that happen?
She's like, we gotta like do this thing to I don't know.
Is that like from the trailers when
They,
she's
like-
on the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then she just stays on the outside.
And then she wakes up and Beast is like, "Oh, Beast.
I'm Beast. I'm Doctor.
I'm Dr. Beast?" You might know my cousin, Mr.
Jimmy?
Beast.
JB.
Are you cousins with Jimmy Beast? I feel like it deserves a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. no, I'm gonna give it a 4.
No, yeah.
I was gonna put it at 5, but I know I'll just change it in a year anyway, so.
Yeah, 4. But I did like
It was
the
bad.
two scenes.
Unsurprising.
The cat scene was pretty funny.
Shall we talk about Oppenheimer?
Sloppenheimer.
I don't know if there's much to talk
Sloppenheimer?
about.
There isn't much to talk about. Actually, there's a lot to talk about.
I really liked.
It was really good.
I'll say
The
this.
score, the cast, the plot.
Can you hear the music?
No.
No. You should dub over that scene.
No.
No, it was great.
Killian Murphy.
really-
I don't understand why
killed it.
people are so uncomfortable with sexuality in movies.
The nudity, the chair thing. When he's naked.
I
in
don't
the chair.
understand. Like, I
That's the
get,
most gratuitous sex scene ever.
yeah, but it's
What?
when he's like being grilled by the people, and all his wife sees is that the woman he used to sleep with. Like, how is that overindulging in nudity?
Can't
I
talk to
like-
those people.
A little bit of titty.
A little bit of titty never hurt nobody.
This movie is chock full of actors that all do a really good job. Mainly, Cillian Murphy.
I really like the superhero aspect of it too.
The suit up scene.
When he gets suited up,
I
and
really-
then
that seems
also
awesome.
Albert Einstein walks out of the shadows.
That doesn't make a fucking bit of sense. Where does that guy come from? He's like getting
come
dropped
on.
off, or he was at like Strauss's house, right, or something. He was
Yeah.
meeting with Strauss, and he was about to get back in the car, or they like leave.
No, someone. Strauss gets out in the taxi, and the taxi goes, and then Albert.
It's like, where the fuck is this guy
Comes out of
coming
nowhere.
from?
He's more than meets the eye.
And then like the whole point of, as someone who's taken science classes since sixth
let's
grade,
hear
just seeing every single scientist that I've ever known
Oh,
throughout school is just kind of fun.
it is a lot of like, oh, there's that
Heisenberg.
person.
Heisenberg, Niels Bohr,
Cillian Murphy, Rob Downey Jr. is
both
at his
fantastic.
best. Emily Blunt,
And yeah,
those are the
Benny,
Benny. I like Benny
Yeah.
Safdie and everything. Matt Damon was fun.
all of them. Everybody was
Josh Peck?
good.
Josh
Josh
Peck was
Peck.
in it. So was Dane
He was
DeHaan.
there.
So was
Full
Rami
switch.
Malek. So
Everybody
was
was in
Rami
it.
Malek
Yeah.
was pretty good at the end.
Came in really
What's
saved
the
the day.
guy's name that was the advisor to Strauss?
Han Solo.
Oh, Alden
The Han
Ehrenreich?
Solo,
Yeah,
yeah.
he killed it.
I really liked the scene where he's like, "There's this up and coming guy."
The other Marvel,
Also,
the other Marvel moment.
yeah.
Kennedy.
Holy fuck! That was really fucking stupid. That's my least fucking.
Well, like,
part of
see,
that
that's the
movie.
move. Like, it's like the opposite. Where if you watch that at home, you're like, okay, but in the theater, everyone was like,
No,
everyone
it's
was
like set up.
like I saw.
He's like, "There's this up and coming guy named JFK."
watched that in a packed IMAX theater where everyone was like, oh, like they just teased like that. I was like,
It was so fucking dumb.
no, it was great.
That's
The,
awesome.
Like, isn't he supposed to be a bad guy anyway? And they're basically saying
who?
JFK.
No.
He was an opponent to Strauss, I think is what the idea was.
I'm just saying in real life, like the whole Marilyn
JFK's a
Monroe
good
movie.
guy.
That's another podcast.
JFK is, in the public eye, a
He's like one of the
nice
best
young
presidents.
man
He's a cool guy.
who supported civil rights.
right,
Anyways,
I don't know.
I like the editing
What's
was.
the first?
But yeah,
president?
he slept around.
I'm sure this will
So you gonna
like
blame him?
No, that's
hot.
not, that's not what I'm
I'm
saying. He's a hot guy.
like one of the best edited movies of the year, easily. Like the non-linear storytelling.
I don't think anybody
Works
talked
super
about
well.
it, but the scene that always sticks out in my mind during what's the name of the song?
The
music?
The very beginning.
What is that?
Do you hear the
do
you hear the music?
Yeah.
That scene when he's like throwing glasses in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the idea that like since it's infinite or maybe it has something to do with string
I
theory.
think I saw something about this the other day.
Yeah, I remember like learning about it a while ago, and I was just randomly scrolling through YouTube science videos where it's like the idea is that at some point the glass should just stand still, like it should hit the ground and be fine. It shouldn't ever shatter. And I was like, that's like I don't know. I also saw a video of someone critiquing that scene. It's like, how do you show the 21st century or the 20th century?
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
it's just
tweet.
and it's just like the not Van Gogh, the Picasso painting and blah,
Yeah.
blah. It's like, yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, that's also his whole thing. He takes like crazy ideas and is able to make pretty digestible movies for a
Yeah.
general audience. Same thing he did in Inception. Same thing he kind of did in Interstellar.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tenet. No, not
Absolutely not what he did in Tenet. I mean, it
Tenet.
is almost what, but like Tenet's really confusing.
You have to watch.
Like he has the same kind of idea.
You have to watch it in reverse to actually.
it. Yeah, my help.
Also, just a lot of like great scenes, like the although everything's been memed to death, but although the like when he is like in the after the war or after they drop the bombs and he's
The
in that
look.
gym and he's
The
like
gym scene is insane.
yeah, like in the gym and he's like
That's
looking all
funny.
like freaked out and like everyone's like in ash or there's like people in ash at the bottom and
Yeah, the
like
silence.
stomping and then there's too many scenes to talk about. I was gonna say one more. Oh, the final at the end of the hearing when he's getting grilled. It's like the light,
The
the
flash
flash.
goes
Like,
off.
yeah,
The meme.
it's just the ending. It's haunting. Great, loved it.
It was great.
It's great. I'm gonna give Oppenheimer Sloppenheimer.
You wrote down in your nose.
No, I just wrote down
Sloppy. I mean,
no, but I do remember when I first saw this and like it just jumps into it at the beginning. I was like, holy crap, there's a lot going on. But
Yeah, it's a lot of work
Yeah,
to follow.
and I really want to rewatch. I haven't rewatched it, but
Ludwig Göransson is the next Hans Zimmer.
yeah,
I guess.
Hans Zimmer's an alcoholic and out of his
Is he?
time. Yeah. No, but it's like a bad. Never mind. I'm gonna give Oppenheimer a 9.
I was gonna say 9 as well.
Only one of 2 9s this year for me.
I gave it a 9.
Cool.
Surely that
The
was
9 surely the 9 isn't what I think it is. The other 9.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
It was great.
Nope.
9.
No.
It
It's
was
so
pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Super sad.
All right.
What do you
It's
have
a
to say
Rocket
about this?
Raccoon movie.
Ever heard of
Yeah.
them?
I think we can
Ever
all
heard of-
agree the rocket
the-
stuff was the best part of the movie.
The better Bradley Cooper movie of the year.
Versus Oscar. No, it was
Up his
it was
ass.
pretty great. It was a good send off. I feel like to most of the characters.
Yeah.
A lot of funny jokes. Some that didn't land, but that's okay because the
Hallway
always
scene?
goes.
Up there with Old Boy.
Hallway scene was
Don't know about that, but the hallway scene is certainly the best action they've had in these movies
Snore
before.
Boy.
Yeah, it was a really cool scene.
It was all over the place. Soundtrack also
Soundtrack was banging.
banging like all the other Gardens movies.
I
for
really
the most
like
part.
the High Evolutionary as a villain. Really
Brutal.
good performance.
Brutal movie. They got a little
yeah.
I got a little R without getting a little R.
Oh,
I don't know
What?
what he's,
sorry.
what he's about.
I thought Adam Warlock was
Stupid.
a little,
Goofy.
little undercooked. I feel like it hits the basics of like what he's doing. Like it makes sense kind of, but it's very half baked.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of him though.
I'm assuming that's because he got
Mhm.
fired, or James Gunn got fired, and then he got.
I don't
rehired?
know.
Or do you think his plan originally was to do Adam Warlock?
But yeah, because he was in the post-credit scene of this.
So
second
he
one.
would probably be the main bad. I guess that doesn't really have to do with anything. But
We certainly know we didn't plan the Gamora stuff.
Yeah.
which I actually think ended very well.
It was
Like, I really like how
pretty
they.
well.
They handled it really well. Yeah.
I will also. This is the first MCU movie since Far From Home that doesn't Endgame that doesn't look like horrible, like consistently. Like Black Widow, Thor, they all have like the green screen has been really bad.
Yeah.
This is the first one that looked pretty good, which was nice.
Well, Thor had that really cool black and white scene.
The movie was ass.
Less said about that, the better. I also really like Nebula in it. She's become
An
cool
actual character.
Yeah, like a really good character. There's a couple things, like, I really like this movie, but I would really like it even more if there weren't some things that I hated. Like, the, like, 2 fake-out deaths. I think this movie has weird, like, tonal shifts sometimes where the scene where they're in the...
2?
Yeah, where they're in the station, the monk. What's the station? The Goopy station with like Nathan Fillion. They're like there, and it's all like fun and game, like fun and hijinks. And then they do a little like thing where you think Drax is gonna die for a second. Like Drax gets shot, and then he gets shot again, and it's super slow mo, super dramatized. That one I was like, whatever, sure, because everyone expects someone to die in this movie, even though no one does. But then the Peter one at the end is like
That one's really stupid.
like I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate the creation of man reference. I hate it's super unnecessary because you think the idea behind that would be like he has like the Walkman or whatever he has now that he like is going to get, but he should like let that go, and the fact that he doesn't means that he like dies.
He also has a space helmet most of the time, and then he just doesn't.
The other thing is that
Well, they got damaged. I remember that.
I know James Gunn
But
is
they didn't
mad
show
that
it.
Infinity War happened because it got destroyed in the second one, but like. You also can't pretend that those movies didn't happen. Like, I get he wants him to not have a helmet, but the fact that he had a helmet in Infinity War and Endgame means that he should have the helmet. So you gotta have him have the helmet. It's stupid that he doesn't.
You don't.
Yeah, you do.
You don't.
You do, because then, like, this doesn't make any sense.
Did he have the...
Also, even if this one got broken in the second one, he should still have another. Like, why would he... Technology's not that crazy. Like,
He's
where
in
did he even get
space
the first
all
one?
the time. He should probably have
Yeah,
one.
he would have a helmet. Like, that's stupid
Alright.
that he doesn't
Yeah,
have
also
one.
the whole space thing isn't very consistent throughout, I think, the entire MCU, but especially in this movie.
No...
When they're like crashing and then
Like, into
the
each other
whole
and
thing is
stuff.
open.
Or when they seal the nowhere with the animal.
I think that's a
Whoever
little
crashes
more...
through the front windshield of
It's
the...
when
That's what-
Adam
that's what
Warlock
I'm
goes
getting
into like Gamora's ship, and then the whole fucking front is open. They're like...
I'd say at least
whatever.
the first and second one, it was like if you're in space, you need a helmet
Fucking
or you're
die.
dead. Like, but now it's like they don't really see
Hey,
it here.
but at least we're complaining about the small things in this movie.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
Also, I hated the. I don't think Drax got. I like where he ended up. I like the whole like you weren't born to be a destroyer. You were born to be a dad. That's cool. And I like the dancing at the end, but I hate the scene
The
with
Radiohead intro.
No, I hate the scene with Mantis, where she like takes away. They like have that argument, and she like mind wipes him.
God. I thought it was kind of funny.
That's so that's
I mean,
like
it's super
messed
uncool.
up. It like
Uncool, but
but like why would you not like use that as like character growth for him? Why would you, that's such a like obvious thing where you like why would you not have him make this realization where he's like, oh, even though I'm stupid, I'm still like beneficial to the team because I love everyone. I bring a lot of heart to the team and stuff. Why would they just wipe his mind from that? That's like also I wanted there to be some like
You want.
resolution of there to be like the Thanos, like the fact that Thanos is dead. That never came up. I want Drax like there to be a scene where someone like talks to him about that and about how he didn't get to kill Thanos even though that was his main goal. That's all he
Fucking
wanted.
Nerd.
So I was a little disappointed about that.
I don't know.
I do.
What part are you talking about when Drax gets his mind erased?
I'm talking about right when they get on the ship with all the kids and
I thought
they're
she
like-
says like...
they're like, Drax, you're such a moron. And he's like, and she's like, you're so stupid. And he's like, well, and then Mantis is like, or no, Nebula says to Drax, oh, you're so stupid. We only keep you around because like, you know, you're just dumb or whatever. And then Mantis is like, oh, but he makes us smile. And then he's like, you guys think I'm stupid?
Oh,
And then she's like, oh, you sleep. And he forgets. Like, it's just like, I hate that so much. Because this kid, like, if they had like something that addressed the Thanos thing, and then like, he actually like Do you not think that's like his main motivation in the first movie?
Drax?
Yes.
I do not care about Drax.
I do. Also, like, you're not even gonna like say like the dude that you've been trying to kill that killed your whole family is dead. Like you were robbed of that goal, and there's not gonna be any like.
He's over it.
No, he's not.
I
There's not gonna be.
I do not even remember that in Endgame.
Exactly. That's why Endgame sucks.
I mean, he wasn't in that movie though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
For a pew.
So, what payoff is there?
it's a payoff to his
Sheffield?
character of the. I'm saying
people
James
were
Gunn
really
didn't have control
interested.
over what they did in Endgame, so he couldn't have had a scene. Also, that like he couldn't have had a scene of Drax being like an Endgame, because that's not up to him. But I'm saying he should have like addressed that, because that's a huge thing that happened for that character.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Next.
Anyways,
I
give
did
it
like
an
the movie,
8.
but if those couple things were different and there weren't the fake out deaths and the Drax stuff was better, I would like love it.
Why didn't you mention the fake out death with Rocket? That's a third
Oh,
one.
well, because that one like was at least built up to, and like
Yeah.
That would make sense. Cause
I will
it's
say
all
people
fucking-
were like disappointed that no one died, but I was kind of like cool with it.
Nobody needs to fucking die.
I wouldn't be mad. I guess everyone expected someone to die. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, I already said I gave it an 8.
Oh, Chase.
I was gonna say 7 or 8, but 8's probably fuck it. Why
The
not?
highs are quite high.
Yeah.
Dream scenario.
Ah, don't spoil it, please.
We'll keep it brief.
Don't remember.
It was very.
You keep saying
Fine.
that you're gonna keep it brief and it,
Okay, I actually don't have much to say about this one.
Yeah,
It was
just went
in-
on a tangent of a Guardian.
It was enjoyable.
There's something I've never heard of anyone complain about.
That's
in that movie.
crazy.
Anyways, dream scenario.
Nicolas Cage, good performance. A cool,
Awesome performance.
cool premise. Thought it was funny.
Original movie. It was funny. Creepy sometimes.
A little bit.
Scary.
It does just kind of end.
Kind of just weirds me out most of the time.
Yeah, I guess we can't say much without spoilers. So I will say the ending isn't the most satisfying thing in the world.
But yeah, I don't
But-
think it's meant to be.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah. 7.
Yeah, I mean, cool visuals in the dreams that they have.
The floating.
Obviously, kind of predictable storytelling in terms of the direction it goes.
Yes.
7 as well.
I saw the movie Bottoms.
Thumbs up.
It's a little
thumbs
comedy.
up.
It's great.
Apparently.
Yeah, I liked a comedy. No,
Alexa.
it was like genuinely had me laughing, which is always a nice surprise. The two main actors in it were great. Actresses? What's progressive? Anyways, they were good.
I think you just say in Spanish.
Actresses.
It also was a cool. It's basically the concept is a
Actresses.
these two girls. It's basically like these two lesbian girls make a fight club to
Spoilers.
like a self-defense. This is the premise of the movie. To make a
I didn't know what it was.
to make to meet girls pretty much, like get with girls.
Alright.
Yeah. And yeah, that's
movies.
How are they bottoms?
what.
Bottom surgery.
No, that's not it.
No.
Oh.
The original title was Bottom
I
Surgery.
thought bottoms were reserved for the gays.
Like Keith's a bottom.
Is that true?
I'm not a bottom.
Is that true?
I'm a top.
Answer the
Vote
poll.
in the
Is
comments.
Keith a bottom? No, it was great. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I doubt anyone's gonna make it this far. The 10 people who watched
Knock
it.
at the Cabin?
20-minute Barbie rant.
Knock at the Cabin better than old.
It was better than
Was
old.
it? Oh yeah,
Yes.
sorry, it was. No, it was decent.
I thought it was decent. It's one of M. Night's better movies in the past
Which is crazy.
2 movies, 3 movies.
I think I remember being
just-
frustrated with not knowing what was going on for the most of the movie.
That's like the whole fucking point.
yeah. I just
What the fuck is going on?
There was
hell?
some kind of fun camera work. Dave Bautista was good. But I don't know, the mystery was just like, I don't know, it's either one of these two things. Either they're making it up or like
or they're right.
or they're right, and then like they're right.
And then there's
So
one of the diseases like spreads out, and it's from Nashville.
yeah, or there was like
These
the
bozos
spots.
in Nashville.
Yeah, fucking toxic disease spread.
I remember, so there were these flashbacks of Jonathan Groff and his husband, like the two main characters. There were these like flashbacks of them throughout the movie, and I remember them. They didn't like add to anything
What?
in the present. It didn't add to their like characters in any way. It didn't like it was supposed to add to, I think, to just like their love with each other, or like I just remember that being like a huge issue I had.
Was it one of them adopting their daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like a premise in it.
I feel like it's a pretty important part.
I don't remember the flashbacks that much. Besides
Yeah.
the bar one.
I mean, yeah, I guess they didn't really add anything to the story, so that makes sense.
But they like I feel like you would have those flashbacks, and then it like helps
connect to the story.
it helps justify the decision that Jonathan Groff makes, where he's like, I'm gonna sacrifice you. It was 6.
I would agree with the 6.
Dope. Killers of the Flower Moon.
10.
It was good. It was good. It was good.
It was great.
It was.
Holy shit! The
Long.
theater experience sucked because they didn't have the volume
Yeah, the
up.
volume was a little low.
So everyone was completely silent. I mean, not that they would have been not silent during a normal theater experience. We had to pay extra close attention. All the whispering scenes that was in that
It's a
movie.
very quiet movie.
Seems
also.
to be a lot, so I couldn't hear most of that.
But the movie itself
shot incredibly well.
Yeah, it looks great. Really good performances. Mainly the three: Leo, Robert De Niro,
Lily Gladstone.
I'm reading that book.
Leonardo DiCaprio can be pushed off to the side. He did
honestly,
actually really well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I liked it.
Yeah, all 3 of those performances were banging.
I mean, not that anybody did bad.
Yeah, it just tells the story of this stuff that I'd never heard of, and I guess a lot of people hadn't. And it's really long, but it's appropriately bleak, and I really like the ending. Without spoiling.
That's what I was saying. The ending was really good.
The end. I don't think it's in the.
It's not the book. It's more of a Martin Scorsese original.
Yeah, it was. I really like the end. It was. I don't know. It was good.
I thought I had to speak on this.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Wow.
I always save all the good movies for the end.
Honestly, I'll give it a 9. I'll just give it a 9.
Yeah.
Wait, who does Leonardo
Dude,
DiCaprio
this scene, I think it's probably in the trailer, right? Where they're all dancing in the oil.
Yeah.
And the music kicks in. Oh, that's so good. That's a good way to start it out.
The final, it's because of the ending, but the final shot too, or the transition from the ending, what the ending is, and then like the final shot of the movie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait.
Huh?
Who does Leonardo DiCaprio play?
The dumb guy.
A bad white man.
They're all the white men
But like
that are.
which guy?
I don't. Ernest, I think is his name.
Yeah, it's Ernest.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
A moment to remember our guy Matt Pat.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
cannot believe he was there. He was in that movie. He said the line.
Yeah, I can't either. That was legitimately my favorite part.
I
of that
can't
movie.
believe
I didn't like that
Markiplier
movie.
had scheduling conflicts with whatever
Dude, he
bullshit
should have
he's
fucking
doing.
worked
He's
around.
too
He's on
busy.
YouTube,
Yeah, he's on
goddammit.
YouTube TV or whatever he has going on.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was the most like blah blah
Should've been
lame
hard.
horror movie. Yeah, like the
Dude, if it,
I guess they couldn't have done that with the kitties.
the
they would have gotten the audience they needed.
the animatronics looked good.
Yeah.
I think that movie looked pretty good.
Other than that,
I think it's practical. It seemed like.
yeah, like I have nothing. Like
Dude,
it's a little mystery. Josh Hutcherson is fine.
Matthew
It's
Lillard
just-
is great.
He's not in it enough.
Yeah, he's not. But when they like when
When the reveal of him
Yeah.
coming through the shadows
That was
was
cool.
like when
It
like
was scary.
at the
It
end
was
when it was
scary.
like when it was like the boss fight against Matthew Lillard and he's just being like fun evil. I was like, this is cool.
It was kind of a lame
entire
fight,
rest of the movie. I was like,
I feel like he died way too easy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the
It's a
robots
lame
were
fight.
like, I can't even remember. He got. They like
Bonnie,
fucked up his
Chica,
insides.
Freddy,
Barry,
Barry, Linda.
Linda.
No, it was
Garrett, or what's his name? What's the
Carrot! Did you see that?
carrot? Yeah,
It's like me when someone needs me to name an orange vegetable. Carrot!
Man, did I not care about the child part of that movie?
I think of a
Like
darn
the
Even though
daughter
it was, like,
or
most of
sister,
it.
I mean.
The son, the
Sister. Oh.
Josh Hutcherson's brother.
Carrot! Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I think that's where it belongs, but I'm gonna give it a 5 just because Matt Pat.
I'll give it a 5th.
Oh. Rebel Moon.
He said saving all the good movies for last.
That movie.
I didn't mean to.
It's like Zack Snyder. So like,
It says Star Wars.
can I spoil it?
Yes.
It's literally it takes elements from like Star
I
Wars,
was gonna watch it.
kind of like fucking Harry Potter.
It sounds like it's the most derivative thing ever.
You know how his last movie? I don't think you guys watched it fucking either.
No, I'm
No,
not
I did
watching
not watch
this
the
dude's
What
trash.
is it
one?
called again?
Army of the Dead?
Army of the Dead.
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
didn't watch
heist movie, right?
Yeah.
He goes around, he gets the team. They do the same exact fucking thing in this movie.
Yeah, that's why I've heard the entire second act is just like going from place to place doing
That's
good.
the whole fucking movie.
That's-
The beginning, there's a guy with a beard, and he gets bonked. That has nothing to do with this, but I don't know. The movie's fucking ass.
next to my bed.
Don't go in it.
And the bad guy, I want to point out one really fucking stupid continuity error.
Yeah.
So the bad guy, the main girl, like hits him in the mouth with his club that he uses to kill people, which is
I
fucking.
can't believe you
dumb.
watched this.
It was so fucking bad, and all of his teeth come out, and they all land. And at the end of the movie, he's getting like resurrected, and his teeth are all fucking there. It's like they made a point. Like when he gets hit, his teeth like fall out in slow mo, and he's like, "Oh fuck."
That doesn't sound like Zack Snyder.
So will you be watching the second part, the Scar Giver?
Probably. And there's this robot in the movie and has antlers, and he just shows up at the end of the movie, and they're like, that's a
I've
bad
heard
explanation. But
it's crazy that before this even came out, he's like, "You gotta wait for the extended cut.
he's such a piece of shit.
I'm gonna kill you." Yeah. What would you give it?
A 1
Dang.
or less if I could.
Nah,
A
that
0?
sounds cool.
Are you allowed to give zeros?
No,
Then a
that's not how
1.
numbers work. No one saw the new Ninja Turtles movie.
No.
Oh no.
It was cool. It's really cool. Took a bunch of like inspiration from Spider-Verse, and how it looked, and all those
Gumball in
other
it?
movies. Who? Oh, that kid. Yeah.
Nicholas Cantu.
And yeah,
Gumball.
everyone they sounded like they talked like kids, and there was a lot of improv in the way they recorded it, and the whole thing looked really good, and it was super energetic, and
Sorry.
it was genuinely like I really enjoyed it. I've never been a huge like Ninja Turtles person, but certainly my favorite version I've seen of them.
Dude, fuck those Ninja Turtles. I think I have big dicks.
Who's the bad guy in that? Was it Shredder?
No, it's an original. Oh, the bad guy is
Another turtle.
no, his name's like Superfly, and he's played by Ice
T.
Cube.
Spice.
Cube.
Spice.
Oh, I forgot. Actually, I won't spoil it.
Rick and
What
Morty.
Ice Spice is in the movie.
Spice.
No, it was. I want to give it an 8, but I'm not feeling that crazy.
Alright, fuck it.
So I'm gonna give it a 7, but it's a high 7.
Reached out.
Cocaine Bear.
That's pretty good.
I'm so glad somebody else watched this. Who was it? You or you?
was me.
Yeah. Because I don't remember a lick of it besides
Please.
like a gazebo
They fed
scene.
the bear cocaine.
I thought it was gonna be.
I
Like,
cannot
super
believe
ass.
it is Ray Liotta's final movie.
That's
Although
It should have been. The
I
video
guess
game.
probably fitting.
Hey,
Jesus.
What do you mean?
let me guess.
They do a bunch of cocaine
The
or
bear
something.
does coke, and it's like funny and like.
Yeah.
It's like
it wasn't
yeah.
nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was
The
terrible.
ending was weirdly like not with the rest of the movie. Like super dramatic.
Yeah, it was fucking
It's like
stupid.
I actually don't remember. They're on like a watery.
They
They're
go-
on like a waterfall.
The bears
or some
live
shit.
like below a waterfall.
They're like
The bear
trying to
doesn't
get.
talk?
They're trying to get
He
the
does.
money.
Oh, does he?
It's a she.
It's like Winnie the Pooh kind of. No, they like I don't know. They like it's like family over money is kind of like the final problem.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, there's
family.
a theme. There's a theme to
The
this movie.
guy
Yeah.
that says the bear to coke is Ray Liotta's son.
I don't. I'll nerd ranks in a tier.
But yes, it is a very funny. It's a funny film.
It's not as bad as you fucking think it would be.
Yeah.
Well, if some guy made you give it a rating out of 10, what would you give it?
Some guy. If some guy who came up on me on the street, I would say it's like
Came
a
up on
7.
me.
But
This
within
ain't the
the
streets.
film industry, I'd say probably like a 5.
We're not on the streets right now.
5. Holy shit. I was
That's not holy. That's an average movie.
Holy fuck. I'm giving it a 4.
Stewie.
Okay.
That's not that much.
I don't think it was an average movie. It's a little.
It was just the comedy makes up for the lesser film that it is.
All right, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
What to talk about
I
with
don't wanna talk about
that?
this
There's
one.
like practically nothing. It's just another Spider-Man film.
I'm a whole guy.
I'm like a funny hole guy.
There
put
is-
things in my hole.
There
he
is
says.
a lot to talk about, but in the spirit of keeping it brief,
Why are all the Spider-Mans agreed?
you're starting with issues.
Fuck it, yeah.
You're
All the
starting with
Spider-Mans
issues
are
out of this
agreeing with
9
this?
out of 10 movie.
I just don't like.
Ah,
How did he get all the Spider-Men to
Because
agree?
in an infinite universes, you can pick and choose literally any amount of people that meet any criteria. So yes,
So a lot of the shitty Spider-Mans agreed.
yeah, in an infinite universe, like Spectacular Spider-Man there. Like I don't think he would do that, but. Like, is there a universe where I think he could be persuaded
But
by
isn't he the
Miguel?
Spectacular Spider-Man one?
No, he's a Spectacular Spider-Man because it's
You're
not actually
full of
that one. 'cause
shit.
It's an
You're full of
infinite
shit.
multiverse. So you can.
What about the main Spider-Man from the first one?
That's what I was going to get to later. It's
Okay.
an actual kind of issue. But we should
All
start with the
right.
positives.
The only thing that never mind.
Okay.
The only bad things I had a problem with are just like very surface level shit that they're probably just gonna take care of in the second part.
Yeah, I would say the most stuff where you're like, that's not clear about like if Miguel is just stupid or if or if he like
Fuck
or
that guy.
or they're gonna.
Is he stupid?
Obviously.
Is he racist? Is he?
It's just
The
racist.
black one.
Something went wrong in this universe.
Miguel, Miles, it's just a word.
Jesus.
Yeah, all the
Some
stuff
of the
for like.
stuff that came out after the movie were pretty funny.
There were some good memes from it,
Like
but
when
like
Gwen falls off the windowsill and he like runs over and
Yeah, that's a good one.
okay, well, the movie obviously
artistically
is the
phenomenal.
best looking animated movie ever made.
Yeah.
Probably.
Worst.
It looks like all the stuff in
Well-
Gwen's universe. All the universes have their own distinct art style.
It took forever. They treated their staff like shit.
Yeah, they actually
Together.
overworked their workers to do it, but it's really cool.
Right.
But it looked really cool.
Sure looks good.
The like, watercolor style that's in Gwen's universe. Awesome. The soundtrack banging.
It's a good movie.
The final the final score, like the final piece of
The
music.
final swing.
The final piece of music they use. Yeah, I don't know. There's too much to like talk about.
Sunflower.
I made a video on this too. Go watch it.
Link.
Link here.
Link here
Over
and here. I also really like the premise of the movie,
Porno.
where there's these like canon events and it like directly references all this stuff
ruined canon events.
for TikTok.
No,
Andrew
I'm gonna
Garfield
do
makes
my
a
own.
kid.
But yeah, it has a scene and it has Spider-Man of these canon events from like everything, like movies, games,
PS4.
this PS4, the Amazing Spider-Man
Even
2 game.
rumors. Like I was gonna say like Donald Glover playing.
Oh
Spider-Man,
yeah,
That was
but he's
cool,
actually
sure.
just the
Prowler.
Panther, the Prowler.
He's
The
the
Prowler.
Black Panther.
Yeah, that was super cool. And no, it was just cool seeing like every Spider-Man thing represented, and
Obviously.
it like made the idea of adapting Spider-Man, like the plot of the movie, which is super cool. Very current.
All right.
I would say the only thing, I do have trouble believing that Peter would be on board with this, which is why they put him in the flashback, like he was there, like he saw. That's the one, like which we still don't know enough, but it is weird that the Peter B. Parker is on Miguel's side.
He's not completely though.
Yeah,
By the end.
but also I believe
Yeah.
I think if he was in this dude's universe and he still watched the universe get destroyed, and he thinks that is the reason, then I believe that he would be cool with it.
Only because I've recently learned about What's the
String
very
theory.
over dramatic guy? Ben Reilly.
Oh,
Only because I've
I was-
only recently learned about
Yeah.
Ben Reilly. I feel like they treated him very poorly in that
Wow, wow, wow. 90s comic fans. Oh, look, Ben Reilly. I mean,
film. But he was funny. So when I was watching it,
What else
I thought
do
it was
you
like,
want?
I don't
What else do you
care.
want?
I don't
He's
know
not-
this guy.
He's decent.
at least he like looks perfect. Let's be like,
He does look really good.
you can't like have some fun with 90s dumb comics. It was great. Amazing.
I have one more gripe.
Okay, let's hear it.
Why the
Let me
fuck?
guess.
Oh god,
Why the fuck
here we go.
does Spider-Man carry on his baby the whole fucking time?
You sound
He's
like
a loving
Put that baby
father.
up.
I can't give you a reason.
At
He's
the
a
ending,
loving
he shouldn't
father.
have.
It's
baby
like blatantly
eyes.
dangerous, right?
He's
At
a
the
loving
ending.
father.
Yeah,
He's training his
Yeah.
baby.
It's just cute fucking.
can't
baby.
argue with
It's
that.
cute bullshit.
It's cute bullshit.
Spider-Man having a baby is awesome, but
Why the hell would he bring her everywhere when they're about to fight the most
yeah,
dangerous man in the
yeah.
world?
I'm even fine with I'm fine with
Whole
him
guy.
being like with baby being at the
Spider.
Spider
Town.
Society, yeah. But
It doesn't make any sense.
him taking baby on the thing later, probably bad idea, Peter. It was
Mes-
great. I can't wait for the next part.
Message to the haters: it was a complete story.
Yeah.
Alright,
Well, it was-
whatever.
it was-
All the arcs finished. It was a complete story, and then they introduced the second part, which
Yeah.
is why it was a cliffhanger technically.
The stuff with Gwen was like banging.
Wrapped up. Gwen's story was phenomenal.
So simple, but
Yeah,
it tied
was-
into
it
the
did well.
Gap and
Not
teeth.
phenomenal.
too much to talk about.
Yeah.
9.
9.
Sure.
You don't want to give it a 9.
You don't want to
I-
do it.
I
You don't want
liked
to
it
do
a
it.
lot.
Don't give it a 9 if you don't want it.
You want to talk about this movie, Leave the World Behind?
It was a piece of shit, political. Well, people say it's political, but it's just a fucking. It's like a dumb movie about Civil War almost.
Well, we'll be watching Civil War this April.
People were like freaking out, and they're like, "Oh, this movie Leave the World just came out, and it's talking about how people are like too much into technology, and that it's like gonna be the downfall of us."
Didn't
Wait, I
Obama
feel like,
wasn't paid
Obama
for
produced it, so that made everybody go fucking batshit.
I didn't hear a word about this movie.
I know.
also didn't until Obama released his
Oh,
favorite movies of the
stop
year,
doing
and then
stuff.
someone
Oh,
said,
I saw him release that list.
that someone said, "Of course that's on there. You produced it or whatever."
It was
kind of
really
funny,
fucking
but Black
stupid.
Mirror's been doing the same shit.
They
Technology's
did
gonna
it. They
kill
do
us.
it better, and it's like
I'm the Black Mirror.
such a weak
What would you give
plot
it?
line. Chew.
Chew?
2.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Can we talk about the tunnels? Sorry, okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about that.
Us.
I saw a little movie called Past Lives
Gosh, I got to the bathroom.
that's been getting some buzz this year.
I want food.
That was great. Basically, this might happen to you later in life. I'll explain the premise. It
Okay.
that makes any sense. It is about these two Korean kids. That
Just like
it's about these two. These two.
Oh, wait. Are you
Yeah.
saying he's the white guy in that film?
Is there a white
There's in the
guy?
kitchen. There's.
Are you saying he's gonna be the
Yeah.
white guy?
So
Is there a
there's
white
these two
guy?
Korean
He's gonna be
kids.
the
Basically,
unfortunate guy.
basically, one of them
Oh.
immigrates to Canada, not the U.S.
Okay.
I think it's in Canada, and then they reconnect like a couple years later, and it's about human connections.
But
and
the girl is married to a white guy.
And she is married later in life.
man.
But the guy is super cool, and it's really good at writing human characters, and it's good. I'm going to give it an 8.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was a big fan. Really good performances, too. Or the girl, at least. I would,
Damn.
yeah.
What's next?
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
That's a
God,
nothing
I
burger.
didn't
Bad.
see that.
Did we have another nothing burger earlier?
I'm not sure. It was bad. I think it was worse than the first, now that I've thought about it some more. Because at least the first one was kind of fun. It had the Pitbull Africa thing.
That was fucking terrible.
It had the like explosions interrupting everything, which did happen in this movie once.
Nicole Kidman might want to get her eyes checked out. They were bloodshot the entire movie. It might have been the water
She
they were
did look
swimming
kind of
in.
messed up.
It's chlorine.
Shit fucked up.
If I'm like eating this poop, and I'm like, there's at least like a little nugget of gold at the end of this poop.
I don't want to eat
then
gold either.
Well, then I'm looking forward to. I'm like, okay, I'm almost to the gold.
I want a pizza.
But like, I'm almost to the like, I'm at least gonna see a cool fight between Black Manta and Aquaman at the end. But then Black Manta gets taken out like a second, and then the real villain shows up, and then he also dies within a second. And
Who's
it's
the
just
real villain?
some ancient king that
Oh, it's
had
not a thing I wouldn't even care about.
No.
And then Black Manta, like Aquaman is about to save him because you know in Indiana Jones 3 when have you seen that? The Last Crusade.
Yeah.
When the girl at the end is like in that fucking like crevice and she's trying to reach for the Holy Grail, it's like that exact shot except it's Black Manta hanging there, and Aquaman's I'll help you, and he's like no, and just lets go and kills himself.
Black Manta's just so like.
Do they ever
His suit
say
looks
the
cool.
line? We've got to kill.
Oh,
Manta.
I know that. Okay, so the reason that is like that is because he says his real name. He's like, we've got to find whatever, like
John.
Freddy. I don't think it's Freddy. He's like, we've got to find
John.
Freddy.
Definitely not Freddy.
But they cut it, yeah, to the iconic
Manta.
line.
Yeah, they fucked that. Splice up, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm trying to think of any.
There was nothing. It was just they just go through the motions. There's some action. It didn't like offend me. It wasn't a flash.
There's a lot of piss jokes at the beginning. A lot of pee jokes.
Perhaps.
A lot
We
of
haven't
pee.
gotten to Josh's worst film ever yet.
I don't believe you.
I'm serious
more,
now.
and one of them
I'm giving it
is-
a 2.
Oh, I was gonna give it like a 4
Wow.
because I didn't like hate like it was.
I guess it wasn't that bad.
I'll give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3 too.
What did I give the first?
So I
one?
gave Ant-Man a 2.
Okay, Kings build bridges.
That part was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I gotta switch that to a 3. Yeah, Orm is in it again. Patrick Wilson.
I like him just as an actor. But
Yeah, I do too. But
Patrick Wilson's
oh,
pretty good.
the Brine King. Oh, okay. Actually, the funniest. Dolph Lundgren is in this one again,
Holy
and he
fuck,
is
I
like
forgot about him.
giving the worst performance I've ever seen.
Dude,
From an actor.
he must have
Crab
smoked a bunch of
people.
crack before. Actually,
Every line he said was like, oh, like he couldn't speak properly, and he just looked so like he had no idea what he was doing.
he's fucked up in this movie. Like something's wrong with him.
It was really funny.
I think he's just
4,
old.
3.
Tree.
Sticking with the underwater theme, The Little Mermaid.
Did you see
Only
that?
you.
Oh, sucked.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Why was it bad?
Because they added in some songs that are horrible. They gave Aquafina that song. Why is she Scuttle? Why did they make Scuttle a girl?
Why did they make Scuttle a horrendous creature?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just make
Scuttle's
her
the bird
a fucking
That
bird?
has all the knickknacks that they give to
How often does that bird come into play?
not that often, but she slash them is in the movie a decent amount.
Dude, she's a bird in this new movie called.
Kung Fu
Lion
Panda
King?
4.
No, it's
Oh.
that movie about the geese like
I wanna
flying.
go
Immigration?
see that so
Yeah.
bad. It's
Emigration?
called Migration.
It's like, I don't think it's
I think it's
immigration.
immigration.
I thought that title
I
sounded a
think
little
that's
weird.
supposed to be the broader message. But
Nah.
it's called Migration.
I mean, the underwater stuff looked fine. Javier Bardem is in it. He's
Too dark.
really bad.
What the fuck is with him being in like some bad fucking movies?
The new versions of the original songs actually were okay because Halle Bailey, I don't think she's the best actress, but I
Halle
think she's pretty good
Bailey.
at singing, so her songs were good. And the main love interest, I actually thought they made a little better. They give him a song, which sucks, but they spend a lot more time with him, which I think is like the worst part of the original movie.
So did they ram a ship into a giant Ursula at the end?
Yes. Also,
That's
they change
crazy
it.
to
They
think
change
about.
it. So instead of
Killer?
Eric driving the ship, Ariel's driving the ship because women have to be proactive and be in control of everything now.
Jeez.
I'm kidding.
Sound like
It wasn't enough that they fucking replaced
You
Ariel.
really want to
Dude,
say
I want
that.
Bojangles.
I'm kidding, but they made Eric is
Alright,
he's
give it
a
a score. Give it a
Eric
score.
Eric drives ships. Obviously, he would know how to drive a ship.
she have legs
Why
in this movie?
No. So she's going like this, and she's like driving the ship into Ursula. Why would Ariel drive the ship? Also, the line "We have a
Silence
hot
the women."
crustacean band" is in the new one, but there's not
None
a
of
hot
them
crustacean
yeah.
band because
It's
there's
just crustacean. It's not crustacean.
not in the way they say it in that
He's
song.
from Nolans, so.
Also, regardless of the actual pronunciation, that song is not how they say it. But they don't. There's no fish band in the new one, huh? You know,
Who's playing that? What?
it's just music. And it's so. Oh wait, I'm okay. We can talk about it.
Fuck it. Rate it. Unless Keith, is that your question?
Right?
Yeah, that was my question. Was how they do the Ursula scene?
Jeez Louise.
4.
That seems awful.
I
high for how
gotta
playing that.
lower that. What was I thinking?
You just said all that to say 4.
Oh my god, I gotta fix that.
Aquaman is a 3, and that was
Wait.
No, I'm giving it a 3.
Oh God, what is next? It's
Um,
either something or Asteroid
The Creator?
Did you guys see that at all?
No, I heard it was disappointing.
It was a nothing burger.
Darn it!
Oh.
I like the director.
It was a little more than a nothing burger, so I won't count.
It sounds like a 6.
Nothing burger with fries.
It was probably a 5 or 6. It was just
Ooh.
like
Yeah.
the idea was cool.
Sorry, I liked what she said.
What'd you say?
It's a nothing burger.
Another
with fries.
burger with fries.
And
is
a
That's a
six.
fucking
Yeah, I like that.
Good job, Katie.
Yay.
The whole
Not
premise-
rated.
No, the whole premise was cool
Stop
because it's like
silencing me.
because it was like AI being integrated in life, and then they set off a nuke in California, which is like every fucking AI taking over plot ever.
I've heard there's a bunch of plot stuff that doesn't make sense. And I get the impression the characters are...
The main character,
Yeah.
Denzel Washington's son, is it
John David Washington?
David Washington.
John
George-
David Washington.
David.
It's John David
George
Washington.
W.
It's the guy from
Bush.
Tenet.
George Washington Carver, the guy
He's a
who
football
invented
player?
peanut butter. Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Bummy. What would you give it, though? Oh, 6?
A 5,
Oh.
6, a 5, a 5. I'll do a 5.
We're going to end
I
it. We're going to
cannot
end it
believe
This is the last one?
Yeah.
I cannot. This is
We
gonna
didn't
be
have
30
fucking
minutes.
19 left.
We're going to end it on Asteroid City.
I
I
cannot
haven't seen it.
believe
Ah,
you don't
well,
like
it-
this movie. Oh,
It's
Wes Anderson
it's-
is too Wes Anderson
Yeah,
in this
even
movie.
for this was like a Wes Anderson like parody. And-
No, it was not.
And it was. I don't.
It was well done by Jason Schwartzman. It was well done by It was incredibly done by Jeffrey Wright.
I did like Jeffrey
incredibly.
Wright,
What's the main actor? The guy that's in all of them. That's like talks like this sometimes. He looks like
Jeff
he would talk like
Goldblum?
this. No,
Yeah.
long hair. He plays the actor. Or no, he plays.
Oh.
He plays the director.
Isn't Jason Schwartzman the director?
It's not Jason Schwartzman. It's the fucking. It's I can't. I don't know his name. That guy.
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody. Is
I liked him.
incredible.
I liked him. In it.
The
See,
pianist.
it's like doing it's doing this thing where it's like
No.
it's
You
bow
can't
tie.
do this.
it
for-
has these the movie's talking and it's like, what's the point of the play? There is no point. That's the point.
That's not. That's
But,
not
like,
what that says.
Is it not? Well, then he has the
The
conversation.
entire black and white scene where he comes from, where he says, "What's the point of the play?"
Mm-hmm.
and goes and then meets his like, "Oh, I'm the girl that played your wife," or I'm
Margot
I'm the
Robbie?
wife that played the. I'm the wife that played the whatever
Margot
actress.
Robbie?
Yeah,
She
I
in
did
that scene.
really
That
like
entire
scene.
black and white scene is incredible.
I really like the Margot Robbie part.
Margot Bobby's in
Yeah,
it. How long?
like a minute.
Yeah, like 3 minutes maybe.
But
Best part of the movie.
I did like
Jeff
that scene.
Goldblum playing the alien fitting.
The
Whatever.
alien scene was
So
awesome.
funny.
Yeah, that was like
So funny.
really funny, really cool.
Also, yeah, I mean, the
There-
green light, that was the only thing that
as
you
usual,
used.
aesthetically
Eldritch.
pleasing as
Eldritch
always with him.
flow.
There was like a shot at the beginning where it was just like camera was sitting there and it just like spent 3 minutes like circling around everything to like introduce the city,
Yeah.
which I really liked. The whole thing looked beautiful. I just, for some reason, I was very like
Bad day. I
not
guess.
into
Spunk.
the usual Wes
Or maybe
Anderson
too good of a day.
looking
you couldn't appreciate
the usual Wes Anderson characters looking into the camera, talking very monotone, and
it. That didn't
like,
happen not all the
that
time.
I feel like there were so many scenes of Jason Schwartzman like no, that's not what I needed to say, like stuff like that, and then the other his stick. His
That was
thing.
not.
I remember that being in there like to the point where I don't know for this I wasn't jiving with the story with this
Jive
the
to-
characters I wasn't jiving with the characters.
I think the performance is what really did it for me.
Dang.
Is what made me like it the most.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed to me it was just a regularly styled Wes Anderson film.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the speeches by Jeffrey Wright.
Jason Schwartzman was just really good in it.
I mean, I liked all the
Brody was
performances.
really good in it too.
For the most, like there were scenes I liked performances, but then there were also a lot of scenes of deadpan delivery, and I was like, I'm not really picking up what you're putting down.
I
in
remember
terms of
laughing
what you're
a lot
trying to
throughout.
say. I also didn't laugh, so.
I thought it was a funny film as well.
But I didn't like.
It's still better than most movies, obviously. Like, but in terms, it's definitely my least favorite from him that I've seen.
This is a definite 8.5. Like, this is the most 8.5 movie that I could possibly think of. I don't think it deserves the 9, but it's definitely an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I know, hot take.
All right. Top 5 time.
Well,
Oh, fuck
I
this
think
shit.
we should just do best of
top 3 time.
however
I
many
don't
you
know if I
want.
have
Top
one.
3.
You never have one. We've been doing this 3 years. Every year you're like,
Oh, I'm surprised, I guess.
I just do your best of the year. Oh wait, should we do? We usually do a worst, so I'll just say it: Ant-Man, Flash, Indiana Jones, probably Beau's Afraid.
On the, yeah.
But Beau's
would-
Afraid
I would
obviously
agree with
has a
those
little bit
3
more
at
going on.
least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Little Mermaid was also horrible.
I feel like there was another really bad movie.
No.
Oh,
There's
Rebel
Rebel
Moon.
Moon.
Yeah.
That's definitely the shittiest one.
And just do your best. It doesn't have to be. Just give me your however many you want to give a shout out to. Your best of the year. Ordered if you want.
Who's starting?
Oh, do you not want to?
I can.
Let's hear
I'm
it.
so not ready.
Do it.
I'll go because I know you're not ready.
Yeah. Okay. Please.
Okay. I'm gonna do a top
Classic.
7.
No.
What the fuck?
Josh?
I'm just listing them.
Who does the top 7?
Me. Last year I did a top 7. My number
I'm
7.
gonna span a couple categories.
My number 7. Yeah. My number 7 is Talk to Me.
Ooh.
My number 6
You're doing like a countdown.
is Godzilla Minus One. My number 5 is The Iron Claw. My number 4 is Bottoms. My number 3 is The Holdovers. My number 2 is Oppenheimer. And my number 1 is Spider-Man.
Barbie.
Oh, you're a spider fuck.
All great. I definitely think last year. And then I'm giving special shout out to Ninja Turtles and Past Lives and Killers of the Flower Moon.
That's like every fucking movie.
That was 10 actually. That was just the top 10.
As a quick survey of probably the favorite films I can think of with a couple shout outs. Talk to Me, obviously the best horror movie. With Scream closely behind. Godzilla Minus One, really good. Iron Claw, also really good. Oppenheimer, probably top 3 right there. Killers of the Flower Moon, slow, but you should watch it. And Spider-Man. And then Guardians is a good superhero movie from the year.
Those are... Do you have a favorite of the year? I'm just curious.
I don't really know. Definitely not Barbie.
Worst of the year, worst girl, woke trash.
Jeez Louise.
I honestly, the best movie I've seen this year did not come out this year. It was After Sun. So shout out to After Sun.
After Sun, the best movie of last year.
Yeah.
No, but it would be like.
But also Oppenheimer, probably one of the best ones.
Cool.
Just off the top.
All right, let's hear it, buddy boy. Ambulance.
What, the 3 we wrote down?
Fuck you, man.
Right now?
I meant it.
Do you even remember? Dementia.
Hardly, man. So I'm gonna give. I don't know. I'm just gonna say which ones I liked.
That's the point of this.
Appleheimer, I liked a lot. The Iron Claw. I don't know if I have like recency bias, but I really liked that one. Spider-Man, that one was cool.
You're not looking at a list.
I am.
He wrote it down after you said shit.
I was trying to think of movies.
Guardians. You like Guardians? Baby, you like Guardians?
I did like Guardians. I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the year.
So, okay.
And then Talk to Me, I really liked.
Cool.
I think those were like the best made movies.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Iron Claw.
Baby.
Too sad to watch though.
Oh, good year, guys.
What was your favorite? Do we have like a favorite shitty movie or like what was a good bad movie this year?
I mean, off the top of the head would be
Barbie.
Ant-Man, just because of
The
Brainiac. What's his name?
MODOK.
MODOK.
I don't know. I'm like looking at these. I either like was like, oh, that's okay, or I hated it, or they were like, there wasn't. I mean, Saw X was goopy, but I enjoyed Saw X.
was a fun bad.
It wasn't bad. It was cool.
All right.
All right. So let's talk about.
Dude.
No, that's the end. That's the end of this year. I'd like to thank Katie for guest starring in this one. We might know her next year at this time. Who knows?
A fine year. Looks like next year's the year of fucking squeakles.
Sony. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Madam Web.
What are we talking about?
next
Madam
year.
Web next year. Get hyped.
Dude, that movie's gonna fucking.
Madam
rock.
Web and like a bunch. Did you ever see the list of the sequels that are coming out this next year?
Kung Fu 4.
Or part of-
Kung Fu Panda 4. Despicable
Or
Me
part
4.
of just franchises in general? It's ridiculous.
Saw 11.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome year. Excited for Dune 2.
Dune 2. Doing your mom.
Doing your mom too.
That's it for this time. Chase, go and close us out.
Thank you for watching.
Chase,
Whoever.
challenge. Make eye
Oh,
contact.
sorry. Thanks for watching. Whoever's gonna watch this, and if you sit through the whole thing, there's gonna be a special surprise at the end.
I'm gonna piss
You're
in the
gonna
camera.
flash them?
We're gonna do a little piss challenge after this, I think.
Dude, I'll win.
And if this video gets 100 views, we'll
Check out our Patreon.
do a piss channel.
Piss videos coming on Patreon.
Josh will not do the piss challenges. He is pee shy. So
Be shy, am I?
Katie takes his place.
Katie will be pissing on Josh.
Alright, see you guys next year.
See you next year.
Happy New Year's.